and then I'll try to incorporate this judgment, balance, composure, suitability for public service. So 275 marks are there. This interview is the most important stage. Trust me, if they asked overall, let's say 10 questions hypothetically, 7 questions I did not know the answer to, that I did not know direct answers to 7 questions. But I did not simply say, sorry sir, I don't know. Right? This person would be working whenever working under any kind of senior.
प्रिपरेशन तो पूरा इंग्लिश में हुआ मगर सर इंग्लिश इतनी अच्छी है नहीं बोलने को।
अगर आप 5-10% इंग्लिश के शब्द यूज़ करते हैं तो उसमें मतलब ऐसा इशू नहीं है।
Sir, actually, I am working with an NGO. Means it was my passion, like. So can I write it in my hobby? Like I am teaching, matlab in online I can teach to children at night also. So
You can put that in other extracurricular activities and interests, right? तो NSO was related to sports, NSS was related to social service, right? So ठीक है, मतलब आप इसको यहाँ पे डाल सकते हैं। तो होम कार्डर को अगर आपने अपनी नंबर 1 चॉइस नहीं बनाया है, ठीक है, तो आप इनसाइडर वैकेंसीज के लिए एलिजिबल मतलब एक तरीके से नहीं।
99% of UPSC prep feels like you are studying. Only 1% actually moves you forward. The trick? Knowing the difference. At Vision IS Delhi GS Foundation, that 1% is the entire design. Classes that connect facts to frameworks. So study becomes thinking. PT 365 and Mains 365 that teach what matters, not what exists. Tests that turn mistakes into patterns, not panic. Mentorship that trims noise before it turns into burnout. A structure where even revision has intent. Stop calling it hard work if it is not progress. Join Vision IS GS Foundation course, also available through live or online classes. Batches starting at Karol Bagh, Delhi on 12 November at 8 am and 25 November at 5 pm. For more information, visit our website or call us on the given numbers.
So good afternoon everyone. So any one of you who are actually appearing in interview? You are? Very good. So this session it is on DAP filling. Myself, Himanshu Khatri. Am I audible at the back? Right? All good? Right. So I had the experience of giving an interview twice. In my first interview I got 50% marks, that is 150 out of 300. But in my second interview, I was able to improve and I got highest in my board, that is around 207 out of 275, right? So therefore, I have that experience of like how to approach or what was absent in the first interview and what can be done better, right, in the second interview, right? So therefore, that's a thing. So I'll try to make use of that experience and whatever experience I've had as a teaching faculty at Vision IS to talk on this particular session, right? First of all, these things are some of things that are already known to you, right? This document will be uploaded for you. So fine, these things are like judgment, balance, right? They're like jargon hai, but actually we'll try to see their implementation, right? Maybe with the help of certain examples, or maybe you can ask a doubt and then I'll try to incorporate this judgment, balance, composure, suitability for public service, right? Because these words are to be felt. When written simply like this, you're like, okay, this is another. You can ask that from ChatGPT also, right? So therefore, the experience part is there. right? So 275 marks are there. This interview is the most important stage, right? Why? Because it can, matlab, when in the final list, even 10 marks, 5 marks, even 1 mark starts mattering with respect to your rank, right? So therefore, you have to be serious about it. But overall, don't be too serious about it, right? The first lesson which I learned was that I really expected something from the UPSC board. That is, I wanted a job from them, right? And that played so much on my mind in my first interview that my temperament in the interview room was actually very, very bad, right? Like I could feel that my ears are getting red, right? I was fumbling, right? My heartbeat was slightly, racy, to the extent that not just I ended up giving not so perfect answer, but being very true, when they said thank you, you can go, it was a relief for me. I felt as if I'm in a jail. I was like, thank God it's over. But so much amount of tension was there, right? And that became a very, very important factor in my marks also, right? The things which I knew well, I could not answer well. And the root cause of it, and I analyzed it for months, right? Actually, for months, I felt that my interview went good. My first interview, right? But when the result came, so therefore I was like surprised that 150. But I believe in work, right? I don't believe in random lucks and all. So therefore I became hellbent on analyzing that what went wrong. Something must have, been wrong on my side. And ultimately, like apart from multiple things, ultimately the core thing which came out to be was this, गीता का ज्ञान आप बोल सकते हो कि कर्म कर फल की इच्छा मत कर. मुझे फल की इच्छा बहुत ज्यादा थी. That's why मैं कर्म ही नहीं कर पा रहा था, right? And it actually played a lot. And I ensured that in my second interview, I psychologically prepared myself to have no expectation of a job, right? I like tried to think. I became like angry at UPSC that you have eaten my youth years, right? But these all things I thought in my mind to psychologically prepare myself to say कि भैया नहीं चाहिए तुम्हारी नौकरी, right? Keep your job with you, right? But I have given my life's years to this preparation, and this is the top of this preparation. And whatever you are going to ask, I am going to answer, right? I am going to try to answer. You like it or you dislike it. I am going to be humble. I am going to be filled with etiquettes. But I don't want your job, right? I will seize the opportunity to answer, right? And that really played a very, very important role in my composure, in my judgment, in my analysis, in my balance while answering those questions. Trust me, if they asked overall, let's say 10 questions hypothetically, 7 questions I did not know the answer to, like direct answers. So therefore, this is a very, very big misnomer when people think that UPSC interview is, is a back and forth, that they are asking a question, you are giving a right answer. They are asking a question, you are giving a right answer. And after that, you feel that my interview went very well. No, it was pathetic. You know why? Because your right answers have already been gauged through prelims and through mains, right? They don't want to talk to a computer. So if there is no discussion, if there was no analysis, if there were no viewpoints exchanged, they did not get the opportunity to judge your personality, to judge your judgment, your mental balance, right? So therefore, that's why people, they say that my interview went well, but UPSC is all about luck, right? Why? Because my interview went so well. They are thinking that their interview went well because they gave right answers, but they never moved the interview to a conversation where your values, they can be expressed, right? In fact, those interviews are very bad interviews where you are never in a corner, because when you are in a corner, that is when you are in a difficult position, how then do you behave, right? That plays a very, very important role in they judging your personality, because while serving as an administrator, you are going to come across very tough situations. In that tough situation, when they also know that you do not know the answer, how do you approach the problem? How do you approach the question statement, right? That becomes very, very important trait to analyze for them, right? And that's where I feel it was like very awesome that I did not know direct answers to 7 questions, but I did not simply say, sorry sir, I don't know. On the spot, I tried to analyze the components of the question. I tried to on the spot think that how can I formulate a view on this particular question. I was not randomly saying things, I was analyzing, and I was not randomly positioning myself कि यही सत्य जो मैं कह रहा हूँ, मैं brag नहीं कर रहा था. I was not taking like my words would include that this answer from my side is a probable answer, right? Or by using small words like I think, or in my view, potentially, possibly, right? So I was not saying that मैं ये नहीं कह रहा था कि मुझे ऐसा impression नहीं गया कि मुझे आंसर नहीं पता है बट मैं ऐसा दिखाना चाह रहा हूँ मुझे पता है. नहीं, बिल्कुल भी नहीं, right? But yes, I'm trying to find a logical thing to that. So that became like the essence, right? So like telling you one example, they asked me about a particular article in the constitution and they asked me the article number of that constitution, right? They mentioned the feature and they asked the article number. Now I'm very bad at memorizing things. I did not know the article number, right? So I was very honest with them, right? Sorry, I do not know the article number. But I did not stop my answer. Actually, when you're conversing with anyone, there is like an ideal time available of 5 to 10 seconds, where without making the conversation awkward, you can say certain things which can move the conversation ahead. You can think of it like as a space for one sentence or maybe two sentences, that's it. Right? And don't overextend it, because if you overextend it, then the other person may get agitated, may start developing a perception that you do not know the article number, but you are continuously bragging, right? So that person may say, भाई article number पूछा है तुमसे, तुम क्या फालतू का बात कर रहे हो, ठीक है? But there is a space of like one sentence, right? So therefore on the spot, I did not know the article number, but I mentioned the gist or the soul of that article. That says, sorry, I do not know the article number. However, this article talks about these things. No awkwardness, right? But I have given them a point to do conversation ahead, right? Because facts are not important. What is important is the why of that article. Actually, they wanted a conversation on the why of that article. So fine, maybe that was there in their mind, that was their third question, right? But I brought them to that, right? And therefore now they have something to say, right? And then the member, smiled, right? And he said, yes, you are right. And then he added upon it that it also has this purpose, it also has this purpose. I was like, yes, sir. But still, Himanshu, try to guess the article number, right? So I could have said simply no, right? But by being very honest, I had some rough idea that in which chapter that article is, right? So I mentioned, sir, I do not know the article number, but I think, sir, it falls in chapter number 4, 5, jo bhi tha. Right? So again, you see, I did not block the conversation. I did not block the conversation, and without making the conversation awkward, I gave them something. Right? Maybe then they could have said, okay, tell me another article from that chapter. Maybe they could have asked that question. At least, but the conversation is going, right? They said, yes, you're right. Right? But tell me which article number? I'm like, what the hell? Right? Then again, I was like, well, sir, if I were to guess, I think, sir, it's in the first half of the chapter. but because I do not know, but and he is there. तो मतलब मैं ऐसे no sir, sorry क्या होता है, ठीक है, तो उसे help कर दो थोड़ा सा. मैंने बताया मैं वहाँ मेहनताना लेने गया था. I did not care for the job, right? But जो पता है वो honestly एक humble तरीके से, without hurting the sentiments of the conversation, मेरे को वो ठीक है, मुझे लग रहा है ठीक, on the spot लग रहा है, on the spot feeling आ रही थी ऐसा कि non-verbal communication से ऐसा लग रहा था that the other person is not getting agitated, not getting irritated, right? And ठीक है, I'm honestly trying my best. Then he said, yes, you're right. Then he told me, then you tell me, okay, take a guess. Article number this or article number this, right? And fine, he wants me to take a guess, right? So, and I've already proven, right? So मैंने कोई mentally block नहीं किया. मेरे mind में ये block नहीं है कि I have to be always right in front of the board. अगर वो block होता तो शायद से उस point of time पे I would have told them, sorry sir, I cannot take a guess. Now that makes things awkward for him. He's giving you something, right? And obviously he's saying that take a guess, right? And you are like somewhere this block is there. Your personality comes out that you want to be always right. That you are not like a risk taker, chance taker at all, right? So वो personality trait शायद से बाहर आता, had I said कि sorry sir I don't, right? When the other person has been trying to help me reach that article, right? He's conversing with me, so I took a guess. Sir, if I were to guess, sir, I think this is right. And trust me, you know what was his reaction? Yes, you're right. Like literally, it was like as if he's happy. Now, with that example, what I wanted to tell you is that if there is a bias in your mind that they're looking for right factual answers, right? They're not looking for right factual answers, right? They were happy in providing the answer to me, right? The process was important, right? That is, they are able to judge my personality that A, I'm a fighter, I don't give up. B, I do not succumb to pressure. B, maybe in a subtle manner I am able to maintain humor also in a tense situation because they also knew that I am tensed, right? And A, okay, I'm not random risk taker, but when provided an opportunity, I'm ready to take some chance also, right? So therefore, this is how what they are judging, right? So therefore, that is how, you know, it's very, every interview is very subjective, right? Maybe not the same thing will not happen with every candidate, but ultimately the saransh of that thing is that this is what they are after, right? Similarly, if I give another example, you know, that will not be so long, so lengthy, you may get bored, but like one example was that some question was asked by a member, and after he finished that question, all the other members were actually very stumped that what this person has asked, right? That question was very hazy kind of a question, that it was, but I could get the pieces of that question, and the pieces of that question was that some forest is mentioned, where some mining project is there, where that person wants to know from my experience as civil engineer plus my preparation as UPSC aspirant that how I will kind of like balance the environmental factors and developmental factors, right? And he spoke it in a very not perfect kind of English, and as a result I could see from the reaction of the other members also that the other members were also thinking that what the hell, what are you asking, right? Something like this. But at that point of time, I still tried. I tried to break down. I exactly tried to break down that, sir, okay, there's this you know, factory which is there, environmental concern, it is there, right? So from the perspective of being a civil engineer, maybe these elements of that project, they can be used from recycled, you know, things, right? Basically, I tried to come up with some answer, right, in a short, not a very long, so that I also do not come out as stupid, because question ही ऐसा है तो उसका आप आंसर भी फिर कैसे ही दोगे, तो बहुत ज़्यादा लंबा भी नहीं खींचा मैंने, but I tried to still come out with some form of an answer. So I'll try to do these three things, and I was organized, right? Being organized in your answers tells you clarity of the thought. It is proof of you being an analytical person. So when you say that, sir, 3 factors are there, right, and these are the 3 points in this factor, 3 points, तो थोड़ा सा एक सामने वाले व्यक्ति को लगता है कि organized thought process it is there. You're not rambling things, right? So basically what happened there, so they said, okay, next question. But what I feel that happened good is that if I was some other board member, right, who felt that this question by another board member is a very stupid kind of a question, I would feel that still that person's respect was maintained by the candidate, that he gave importance to that question, and he still tried to do whatever best that he can do, although the question was not very structured question, right? So they get to know an element of personality, that this person is a respect giving person, right? This person would be working under any kind of senior, right, who may not be giving very clear direction, still he would try to maintain that dignity of office. Maybe that is, well, I'm just guessing, right, because that reaction was very clear from the other members that they were not very happy with the question which was asked, because it was in a very broken kind of like, it seemed like as if maybe their perception was that you are not ready for your turn and you were asked by the chairman to ask, so therefore you came up with the question in a hurry, right? But still I tried, right, whatever best I could try. So maybe that is what they watched, right? So these are 2 examples through which I wanted to give you a thing that what do you mean by these words, that judgment, balance, analytical skills, right? So people say these words, but through experience I try to tell you that what that is, right? तो आपकी values reflect होती हैं इन चीज़ों से, ठीक है ना? Another small thing, for example, people they say sit straight, do that, right? Now I have a tummy, okay, and since childhood I've been conscious about it. In my life I have lost 25 kgs to 30 kg weighs 3 times, right? But again I gain it, right? Some body problem is there, right? In fact my first proposal got rejected on this basis only. Right? Right, in school times. So you see, very emotional, deeply emotional matter for me. Right? So, Khair, I know it was my biggest thing in life. So therefore, for the interview, again, at that point of time, I lost around what 18-20 kgs, right? And so, but I used to still be very conscious, right? Ki I felt kind of like exposed. I'm telling very intimate details to you because I think these are small things which matter to you. And for example, you're short on hair, right? I'm extra hair. Right? So every one of us are not perfect, right? किसी न किसी का कुछ ना कुछ रहता है थोड़ा बहुत, है ना? तो इसलिए I thought that I would share this, right? Therefore, in the first interview, I had this notion given by the coaching institutes and by these people who say that they are experts of interview, that you should be like this. Summers are there, right? So therefore, you should wear shirt and trousers and all, right? Abhi gradually awareness has increased, but in those times it was like, okay, wear a shirt and then. But I felt exposed, right? I did not feel like comfortable, but still I went like that in my first interview. Second time, मैंने आपको बताया, नौकरी चाहिए नहीं थी. I did not want a job, right? So I just wanted to be who I am, right? And I felt comfortable wearing I felt incomplete without a blazer, right? So therefore, fine, I searched for a summer blazer, right? But I wore a suit, right? Because with that, my tummy is covered, right? So I feel comfortable, right? I want to be comfortable because if you will not be comfortable, you will not be able to reflect your true personality there. Right, somewhere subconsciously your mind is always there, right? Those of us who have some short hair, less hair, they would like maybe they are like वो normal खिड़की पे देख रहे थे, तुम्हें लगा तुम्हारी टांट देख रहे हैं. तुम conscious हो गए. And next question you are not able to answer perfectly because you felt कि यार मेरे अंदर कुछ कमी देख लिया उन्होंने, है ना? तो कुछ भी हो सकता है ना. You should be comfortable, right? तो and you should be comfortable in who you are. राइट, अब ठीक है, इस केस में तो मैं ब्लेजर पहन पाया, बट आप टोपी नहीं पहन के जा सकते वहाँ पे, ठीक है ना? मतलब वो बहुत कैजुअल लगेगा, इसलिए नहीं पहन के जा सकते, ठीक है? ऑल्दो ग्रेजुअली सोसाइटी इज चेंजिंग एंड नाउअडेज आई नोटिस दैट सम पीपल हु डू पॉडकास्ट, राइट, सो दे वियर वेरी फंकी काइंड ऑफ क्लोथ्स, राइट? सो मे बी इन फ्यूचर, right, maybe 10 years later, right, the culture will change, but abhi the culture is official culture, right? So I went with a suit, right? That made me feel comfortable. Second thing, for example, they tell that do not do this aisa movements mat karo, be natural. I did not care for a job second time, so first time I was very constrained, right? मेरा दिमाग इस चीज़ पे चल रहा है कि मेरा हाथ ऐसे रखा है how I should be. वो question पे दिमाग उतना जा नहीं रहा है ना. I'm worried about 10 different things, right? But in the second time I was like totally free, right? In fact, in certain questions I counted things on my fingertips like this, right? So the member asked, tell me more, so I'm like, sir, this is done, I'm doing this. That is who I am, right? It was not very कि ऐसा मैं उनके मुंह पे जाके नहीं कर रहा है ऐसे that I'll make them uncomfortable or anything, ठीक है? तो ठीक है, that is who I am, right? ठीक है, ऐसा तो I don't think that mattered, right? The marks are proof of it. I don't think that mattered, right? So don't be very extra conscious that I have to sit like this, I have to move my hands a little less. Yes, if everyone says and you also believe that you are too much into like expressing with your hands like this, so fine, then that's acceptable. ऐसा वो भी नहीं करता है कि, but फिर भी अपने आप को over, do not constrain yourself beyond a point कि I have to be like this, be like that. Be natural, right? Natural is fine, right? Don't be over dramatic, etc. But if you are slightly dramatic, it's okay, right? That is who you are, right? So don't be like, don't constrain too much, right? And always remember, people from your generation, that is Gen Z, right? So therefore, they would be their, granddaughters, grandsons also. So they are comfortable with it. They know कि ये generation थोड़ा, ज़्यादा ऐसे करता है. It's okay. मतलब ठीक है, ज़्यादा ऐसे करना नहीं है, but I'm saying that don't make it a point in your head. Don't make it a point in your head. Be in the moment, right? ऐसा. बाकी dressing wise ये है कि एक clean shave, that's part of culture, राइट, आपको नहीं कह रहा हूँ, ठीक है, बट बी क्लीन शेव, राइट, सो वो थोड़ा सा बेटर लगता है. एंड द फोटोग्राफ विच इज़ देयर इन योर डैफ, ठीक है, तो वैसा ही एक अच्छा फोटोग्राफ, ऐसा नहीं है कैजुअल फोटोग्राफ डाला हुआ है ना. यूजली हमारी पासपोर्ट और आधार कार्ड में फोटोज बड़े अजीब से होते हैं, राइट. तो ठीक है, जैसा फोटो आपने डाला है, जो भी डाला है, मतलब क्लोज प्रॉक्सिमिटी, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि यू नो सम ट्विन हैज कम. तो बी क्लीन शेव, बी ऑफिशियली ड्रेस्ड. एंड बाद में बड़ा सही हुआ. One day I was attending, this meeting with US delegation. So this US delegation came to North Block. It was very hot and all. Summers were there. So fine, I was part of the meeting. So I went there with shirt and trousers. Right, my coat was in the room because it was very hot. So the second in command of a very senior officer, right, intelligence bureau officer, his first thing when he looked at me was, where is your coat? Where is your blazer? I'm like, then I realized कि the way I thought in the interview कि a dress is a dress, right, be it summers, be it winters, right, the complete package is trousers, blazer. मतलब वो मैं thought, मैंने इनका भी ऐसा ही thought process. Nice. And those all US people, they were also, it was very hot in India, but they were all, because that is, okay, that is, I came to know, okay, that is what is considered like official, right? They were also in full blazer and all. And I go, okay, fine. So that is what it is. So see, whatever is logical is good. Doctrine of logic, right? So follow logic, be natural, right? Most probably you'll be right, right? So therefore that kind of system. So these are the 2-3 examples which I thought I'll use as the, beginner kind of thing to give you a flavor that what do you mean by these things or dressing sense, etc., right? So result has come out, right? Abhi candidature is provisional. Even this is very important that even if you have no changes to make in your DAF, still you should log in and submit, right? Otherwise your application will not be considered as valid. Okay, you still have to do it. So therefore even if no information has changed, candidates must log in, verify and submit within this period. Failure to do so will result in non-generation of the e-summon letter and cancellation of the candidature, right? So therefore if you have no changes, then please be sure, okay, that you are able to put it on time. Alarm लगा लो अपने calendar में, ठीक है, एक दिन पहले का, ठीक है, पता चले कुछ एक दिन पहले कर देना, ठीक है, don't wait till the last time, पता चले कुछ internet कुछ hang हो गया, कुछ भी हो गया. Right, so therefore please complete this process. Fields to be updated are educational qualifications. ये इसका rationale ये है that as per the UPSC, those candidates are also allowed to appear in the interview who were in their final year, but the degree had not come yet. So therefore by this month the degree must have come. So therefore that is why updation of education qualification window it is there. So therefore such candidates who are there in their final years, now if you have got your degree, you need to upload it, right? Similarly, addresses, again, educational qualifications, achievements, that is hobby and positions of distinct leadership that you can update, right? So good thing this time was that you were made to fill DAF in prelims also, right? In fact, that is one of the things which I've been saying since I began teaching, right? Not that UPSC should do this, but I used to request the students from personal experience that the syllabus of the interview is very, very highly underestimated, because the syllabus of interview is your prelims plus mains plus your whole life, your DAF, right? So therefore I used to request to the students that whenever you begin your preparation, fill DAF, right? So that you become conscious that okay, this is my DAF, and then by chance if any article comes in the newspaper which you feel is related to your DAF, at least store it, it's in its online form, store it in a folder. Keep doing that for 1 year while you are simultaneously preparing for your prelims and mains. And luckily, if you'll be able to get your interview call, then you have self-curated, right? Maybe 1000 articles or 500 articles or 300 articles, which are dedicated to your DAF and which have come in the past 1 year, right? Now you can use ChatGPT also. In our time, ChatGPT was not there and AI was not there, Perplexity was not there. So basically, maybe you can add some prompt that any news, upload your DAF and you say any news which became important news in the whole last 2 years, and it can be said to be in relation to my DAF, and you can be specific, my state, my district, my hobby, ऐसा. please give me its link, or please summarize that information for me, something like this. So therefore, maybe if you can give this kind of a prompt, so therefore you will have all the information, all the news items which are in relation to your hobbies, to your state, to your employment, to your college name, maybe at one place, right? So therefore do that exercise. Maybe you can do that in parts. That is, initially you only ask news which came in last 1 year in relation to my hobbies, right? Let it give answer, because वो चैट जीपीटी वगैरह कैसा रहता है कि वो अपने आप को कंस्ट्रेंट करता है, फिर पूरा ज़्यादा पूछ लोगे तब भी उतना ही बताएगा. नेक्स्ट में यू कैन आस्क की न्यूज़ विच केम इन रिलेशन टू माई स्टेट एंड वॉज रिलेटेड टू गवर्नेंस और became very very politically important, कुछ ऐसा पूछ के. तो इस तरीके से you can gather the current affairs information which because of which your district or your village was in news, right, in the whole last year. ठीक है, तो ये काम करना है हमें. ठीक. Employment service details, earlier civil services if you were there, right, and service and cadre preferences for current examination, right. So fine, that is there. So DAF is your first impression. So obviously they will have a like brief look, right? So they directly look at your educational qualification, right? So therefore they have, you know, some expectation. Oh, this person is from IIT. Oh, this person is from Delhi University, right? So therefore, if you do not have such glamorous, you know, educational qualifications, it's good, because expectations are lower then, right? And if the previous candidate who went in was from IIT, right, and screwed up, right, so they will be doing immediate comparison. Here देखो, this person is giving such good answers. How many marks did we give to that IIT candidate? इससे तो ज़्यादा देने चाहिए. You see, so therefore I'm just trying to tell you, good that you are from IIT or some prestigious college, but advantages are there if you're not from there, right? Because somewhere expectations are like slightly lower, right? And you'll be able to positively surprise them with equally good answer. An IIT person will not be able to surprise them, but you will be able to surprise them, right? Because थोड़े से biases तो होते ही ना कि अच्छा okay, normal education okay, right? But wow, right? So it's very good. It creates a positive thing, right? So you don't have to be on back foot. Okay, my CGPA was 5.82. I did, देखो, the world promised me that once you qualify IIT, after that life jinga lala. When I went to IIT, they told me you have to again study. I'm like cheating. लगे ये cheating है. तुमने कहा था IIT में हो जाओ, फिर life set हो जाएगी. ठीक है? मैंने कहा मैं नहीं पढ़ रहा. First semester I tried to study. After that, you know, total net CGPA 5.82. Thank God my degree got completed in 4 years. Right? I did everything other than studies. ठीक है? थोड़ा बहुत कोशिश किया, but वहाँ पे teachers are not very empathetic. Right? वो आते हैं जैसे पढ़ाते हैं जैसे एहसान कर रहे हैं. Right? So I'm like okay. One teacher was good. There I scored 9.0. Econometrics का कोर्स था. तो मतलब my personality is like that. ठीक है? It has to be like mutual. Right? तो एहसान मत करो. ठीक है? तो one teacher was तो क्या इस तरीके से. तो well they could have asked me that why your CGPA is so low. Right? So fine, I had a some answer prepared, but I would have answered on the spot. By the way, they did ask me. They put me in a corner. It was my third attempt. Which attempt? Third attempt. Anyone else? Fourth attempt. So first, very good. So they asked me, right? So by the way, if you are from first attempt, so they will give you some leeway. ठीक है ना कि चलो ठीक है कोई नहीं फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट है ना रिलेटिव तुम्हारे लिए कोई ऐसा बायस नहीं है नेगेटिव बट ये रहेगा कि देयर एक्सपेक्टेशन इज दैट ओके यू हैव स्टडीड फॉर यूपीएससी फॉर डिसेंटली लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम सो देयरफॉर दे एक्सपेक्ट सम सीरियस answers in the sense कि you don't have like but the whole point is मतलब पता चले उनको लगे कि 3 साल पढ़ के तो डिप्रेशन में ही चला गया है ठीक है तो that kind of perception should not be there right but their expectation would be कि okay something stronger answer not serious answer but something stronger right maybe slightly मतलब they expect better from you slightly better from you right तो मुझसे उन्होंने पूछा that Mr. Himanshu this is your third attempt I guess don't you think you have taken too long. Now, how do you answer that question? Right? They have hit the most vulnerable vein. है ना? वो तो जख्म पे नमक छिड़क दिया. यहाँ खुद टेंशन में चल रहे हैं कि पता नहीं क्या होगा. Right? And the person is like, बहुत टाइम नहीं लग गया. Have you not taken too long? Right? So how to answer that? So I was not prepared for that. Right? That they will ask that. I still thought that third attempt is still young. Right? It is still early, right? ऐसा. And I done my research that maximum candidates they qualify in third attempt. So I like psychologically like okay, but I have to answer. So I chose the path of honesty, right? And I told them that yes sir, I agree, because that was reality. That yes sir, I agree. Uh, that it has taken a bit long. Last time I faced interview, I had hoped that I would qualify, but I did not. Then I did a assessment, and I found that there are still many areas where I have to work. So I gave this attempt to me, and by chance if I will not qualify this year, then so most probably I'll look for a job, right? So, and maybe simultaneously I'll prepare, but इतना ही तक छोड़ दिया मैंने, most probably I'll look for a job. But I agree with your point, right? But यहाँ से आंसर से उनको क्या मिला? यहाँ से आंसर से मिला that the person is ziddi, that will give third attempt also, but at the same time is not blind to his own shortcomings, right? That the person says that he analyzed himself, and the person is humble, right? That despite facing interview, he said that his own analysis was that there is still so more to learn, right? And person believes in solving the problem, identifying the problem and solving the problem, and is therefore giving one more chance to himself. So they did not ask any counter question, and the interview flowed ahead, right? But I think when it comes to like assessing that what good they would have found from that answer, I think these are the two values which they would have found, right? Self-introspection, not thinking that you're always right, right? In fact, if you fail, then you being very determined to find why you failed. And my answer was 100% honest. I actually had done this thorough, analysis, right? That where am I lacking? And I actually found that there's so many things which I still do not know after my first interview, that is after my second attempt, right? So therefore, these are the things which can be there, right? So first impression comes from the DAF, right? With respect to DAF, so fine, they get to know, they would first they see your education qualification, then they will try to see your work experience, and if they feel that work experience may, they can ask some question or something has happened in the recent times, so accordingly they can ask question from hobbies and all these things, right? Then personal details, right? So here the questions they can be, you have to thoroughly prepare your home state, district, right? So therefore the way you prepare for India, that is what are the economic problems of India, what is the political issues of India, right? All of those things, right? Think that you have to prepare for your state PCS exam, whereby you have to prepare for your district, you have to prepare for your home state, right? So therefore everything that you do for India, the same things you would have to do for your thing. Okay, so just you have to replace India. So think about, so you have the syllabus of UPSC in your mind. So accordingly try to think that okay, what are the geographical resources, right? Geography को apply करने की कोशिश करो, ठीक है? Try to apply economics, right? Try to think about uniqueness of your district, GI tags, etc. if there are any. So that way, try to see that just in case if any civil servant has got civil services award, and by chance he was from your district, let's say in the past 10 years, someone has got civil service award, okay, which are given for administrative excellence, तो वो पता करने की कोशिश करो, right? That way you'll get to know that your district excels in which element of governance, ठीक है? तो civil service award can be a good way, और खाली ऐसा नहीं कि किसको मिला civil service award. You go to the website of DOPT, right? So most probably why that civil service award was given, उसका पूरा एक दो पेज में details रहेगा, ठीक है? So that way you are aware that in your district which things are like very awesome, okay? So that is what you can do, okay? Data factors, right? So GDP of your state, right? After GST, whether your state has benefited or not, exports from your states, imports into your state, right? Demographic profile of your state, right? Skill development challenges of your state. तो ये सब चीज़ जैसे आप इंडिया के बारे में सोचते हैं, बिल्कुल वैसे ही आपको prepare करना चाहिए for your own state, right? With respect to your educational background, they may try to link your engineering with some kind of social issue. Example, I told you one example whereby because I'm a civil engineer, right? So therefore they wanted me to apply the knowledge of civil engineering, right, into my administration, thing, that is development versus debate, and they wanted something specific to civil engineering, that how I can minimize waste from that particular project, right? So try to see a link between your education qualification and how that experience can be of use in governance, or where do you see the application, right? So that way they will get to know that, okay, you try to always interlink things, okay, how your academic learning relates to governance or policy, right? और ठीक है, तो इस तरीके से बाई चांस इफ यू मेंशन एनी प्रोजेक्ट इन अचीवमेंट्स दैट आई डिड दिस पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट, सो ट्राई टू थिंक दैट इफ दैट प्रोजेक्ट वाज डन एट वर्ल्ड लेवल और दैट प्रोजेक्ट वाज डन एट इंडिया लेवल, so therefore in which domain of governance that project could fit, right? At times we write ना कि मैंने कॉलेज में ऐसा प्रोजेक्ट किया वैसा प्रोजेक्ट किया, तो just in case if there is something, so try to see that is there any parallel which is already being done in India or at the world level, right? So maybe they can ask some question related to that. So it leads to basically application part, right? Theory and application connected. Work experience, just in case if you have any work experience, then you know that can be there. Like someone asked me that we work with a coaching institute, right? So should we mention that we work in a coaching institute? The point is law, right? You cannot lie. So first element is if you are a salaried employee, that is you file income tax return, you have to mention that you are employed. But if you are a casual worker, that means you take some project from a coaching institute and then you, right, then the choice is upon you. In my opinion, the sector is now very formal, the sector is now very organized. Some of the coaching institutes, they think about going for an IPO also, right? So I don't think that there is any taboo as such in mentioning that you in fact it tells that you don't want to be burden on your parents, you want to be slightly self-reliant and you want to have that feel of employment. So fine, if you're working with a coaching institute, I don't think there is any problem, right? In fact, it reveals your respect for every form of labor, right? That you're not like shying that okay, I check answers in a coaching institute, fine, it's okay, right? That is also labor, you have respect for that labor, right? So you know, yeah.
If someone was like, I was working for like a blog kind of, but it was non-monetized. It was a website we used to run in college. We continued after that. It was non-monetized. I wasn't working and like full time. Like when I was working in corporate, I used to write like that for cricket. I used to write content. So where should I mention that? It's not technically WorkX, but can I write it in achievements or in that?
Yeah, definitely, and it is a very worthy thing to write. That is, if you are a blogger, you are writing on cricket,
Yes.
right? And by chance, if your hobby is also cricket, right? So therefore, you can write down. You can change your hobby from playing cricket to writing on cricket,
Yes, sir.
right? And then you can leave it at that. And in achievements, you can write that ran a blog for these many years on cricket, right?
Yes.
So therefore, that way is it's very good. The board gets to know integrity, that the person is not mentioning a hobby for the sake of hobby, but the person is actually pursuing that hobby, right? So it will give very good image, right? Because board also knows कि usually आजकल के लोग hobby वगैरह कुछ होता नहीं है, right? तो ठीक है ऐसे लिख देते हैं. But if you mention something like that, so therefore that becomes a very good point. It shows integrity in your personality, right? Next question. Yes, please pass on the mic there.
Sir, I have no hobby. I just work in my office and then study, sleep. If I have free time, I can just stare the wall for hours. But I have no hobby. So I don't know what to write there.
Just don't say that in the interview.
I got it. I know that I have
That I have no hobby, right? It seems like you're anti-hobby, right? And you're like, अगर time मिलेगा तो खाली दीवार देख लूँगी, ठीक है, but hobby नहीं बना सकूँगी. नहीं मतलब मैं मजाक कर रहा हूँ.
I am asking you what to write there.
I know what you are asking. I'm just making the atmosphere, you know,
That's
light,
fine, that's
right? Same problem I encountered, right? Luckily, by chance. So I had no hobby. So then I noticed that when UPSC asks us to fill DAF, they don't strictly limit to hobby. They also mention interests, right? So what is the difference between hobby and interest? So hobbies are slightly like much more pursued interests, right? When you pursue an interest very continuously, right, and you separately take out time for that interest, so fine, then a person claims that this is my hobby. Hobby is something which even when you are tired after working the whole day, right, still you feel rejuvenated if you do that, right? For example, if your hobby is painting, तो सुबह के शाम तुम थक के घर आए हो और अभी तुमने कहा कि मैं अब थोड़ा खाना खा पेंट करूँगा, मैं रिलैक्स हो जाऊँगा उससे, right? So that means that painting is not a burden for you, right? And you are able to take out time for that even after a very hectic work schedule. So that is the definition of hobby, which you do not have, which many people do not have, right? So therefore UPSC asks for interests also, right? Interests are semi-pursued hobbies, right? Interest, they may not be very deeply and very consistently, gone into, right? So step number one, I would say that try to see that if there are any interests. X hobbies are very, very good interests. That is right now because of your work and because of the time constraint, you're not able to follow that. But yes, there was a time in your college or maybe earlier when you were very passionate about that. So now from hobby, today it has become an interest because of the constraints of life. That is the thought process.
I used to write poetry in my college time, but I never kept a record of that. So in meanwhile, I can write it now, but that should not be pressurized कि आप अभी मेरे से पूछो कि आपने क्या लिखा है. So can I write that?
Yes, obviously, and you should, right? Your interest is writing poetry, right? It's not a pursued hobby, it's okay. And इतना तो वो आपसे रिक्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं कि कुछ आपने लिखा है तो एक बार बता दीजिए. तो टाइम इज देयर बिटवीन टुडे एंड द इंटरव्यू, एंड इफ यू फील दैट in fact very good would be that you write one poem which reflects your mindset when you were in college, and you write one poem that how you have changed as a person. ठीक है कि अभी जब आपने ये सब यूपीएससी के बारे में पढ़ा तो देयरफॉर दैट समवेयर दैट पोएट्री इज हैविंग एलिमेंट्स ऑफ यूपीएससी. समझ रहे हो? मे बी पहले आप जैसे कॉलेज में पोएम लिखते तो बड़ा कैजुअल टाइप का होता, उसमें सिर्फ यूथ दिखता, ठीक है ना. अभी जब आप क्या कहते हैं या फिर ड्रीम्स दिखते, अभी जब आप कोई पोएट्री लिखेंगे तो उसमें शायद से आपका दृष्टिकोण इस प्रकार से चेंज होगा कि उसके अंदर कुछ एलिमेंट्स ऑफ गवर्नेंस या कुछ एलिमेंट्स ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ पीपल या फिर कुछ एलिमेंट्स ऑफ इंडियाज जियोपॉलिटिक्स, राइट, या फिर राष्ट्रभक्ति या कुछ वो हल्का सा एक चेंज, बिकॉज वी ऑल्सो मैच्योर एज अ पर्सनैलिटी ना. जब हमने यूपीएससी प्रिपरेशन नहीं स्टार्ट करी थी तो अभी हमारा दृष्टिकोण कितना बदल गया. तो मे बी तो उससे मतलब एक क्लैरिटी दिखे. इनफैक्ट आप एक कोई फ्रेश पोएम अभी लिखने का सोचेंगे विच बाय टेकिंग इनटू अकाउंट कि जहाँ पे कोई थोड़ा बहुत कोई सामाजिक इशू है या कुछ है, तो दैट विल रिफ्लेक्ट दैट यू आर अ थिंकिंग पर्सन जो कि अपनी हॉबी को उस तरीके से परसू कर रहा है, अपनी प्रिपरेशन से मर्ज कर रहा है अपनी हॉबी को. तो आई थिंक वो एक अच्छा रहेगा.
Thank you.
वो माइक ले लो बिकॉज वो ऑनलाइन भी देखेंगे ना.
Sir, through hobbies and interest, what actually UPSC want to know from a aspirant? Or what is the purpose behind these hobbies and interests?
Well, in my opinion, the reason they want to look at hobbies, everyone knows that because of the pressures of life, everyone has to do some job, right? Be it government sector or be it some private sector. When I'm trying to gauge your personality, so therefore that personality is able to express itself, right? Not in that job 100% freely because वहाँ तो आप mandate of the job fulfill कर रहे हो, but your personality gets revealed in the kind of hobby you pursue and the level to which you pursue that hobby, right? So therefore I get to know maybe your creativity, I get to know maybe your inner values. Example, when she will be writing a poem, so therefore the content of that poem can tell me a lot of things about her way of thinking about things, right? Or the things which are important to her in life. So therefore when you gauge personality, you're not recruiting machines, right? You're recruiting personality. So therefore you are able to like see the diversified format of the personality, because the citizens who are the recipients of your governance service, they are also very diverse, right? They have art and culture, they earn livelihood through their art and culture also. Such kind of people will also be there. Maybe you became a district magistrate in a district and there is a community which earns by puppetry, right? So therefore by chance if I am able to see that okay, this person is kind of like attracted to something art, right, then that person will be empathetic to those people also. And that person this person will not be only machines, right? Only GDP. Well, some kind of empathy will at least be there towards that. Or if some people come that sir, we have this particular unique thing, we want a GI tag, or how can you help us? So this person would be like having a love for that small art or something, and he will try to help that district get that GI tag for जैसे वो कोल्हापुरी चप्पल्स हैं या कुछ ऐसा, मतलब कुछ ना ऐसा. तो एलिमेंट्स क्योंकि गवर्नेंस बहुत डाइवर्स, तो उससे फिर आपकी हॉबी से एक ये भी पता चलता है कि अच्छा ठीक है, थोड़ा सा व्यक्तित्व क्या है अल्टीमेटली ये जानना चाहते हैं.
Thank you.
सर
माइक दोबारा रिपीट करना पड़ेगा आपको, इनको माइक दे दो. कोई नहीं, लेडीज फर्स्ट, नेक्स्ट तुम्हारा आ जाएगा. यस प्लीज.
Sir, can you please provide me some suggestions for giving a straight and short answer, sir? Because we cannot give any essay over there. So we have the habit of writing that in the mains.
Straight and short answers.
Sir, a bit shorter one, let's say.
Depends on the question.
Yes, sir. And sir, can we upload our provisional certificates, sir, of our graduation?
Huh, you have to. If you have not got your final degree,
Final, no, sir.
so therefore you have to upload your provisional degree.
Yes, sir. And sir, one last one, sir. You have shared some your experience, like the way the interviewer asked you number of times regarding one question about the article. So, sir, it won't look like any like we are making the interviewer to be get a bit irritated with our answers.
Nee, so
he may not get disappointed. with
non-verbal communication, na? Non-verbal communication of the person. So therefore you gauge
Yes.
that as per the situation, as per his non-verbal cues, is he getting agitated or is he fine that you give a guess. तो वो on the spot non-verbal communication के through you can guess.
Yes, sir.
राइट तो ऐसा प्लस वो खुद ही बोल रहे थे इन माई पर्टिकुलर केस दैट ओके स्पेसिफिक टेल तो और मैं ये तो बोल ही चुका था कि मेरे को नहीं पता
Yes.
ठीक है तो अगर सिंपली नो वाला कहना था तो मैंने पहले ही बता दिया था कि मेरे को नहीं पता आंसर तो अगर उनको आगे बात नहीं करनी होती तो वो कहते ठीक है नहीं पता दूसरा क्वेश्चन पूछते मेरे से फिर
Yes. Thank you, sir.
ठीक है ना तो क्योंकि उन्होंने बात को आगे बढ़ाया तो उनसे उससे पता चला कि ठीक है ये बात को और आगे करना चाहते हैं ठीक है रिगार्डिंग योर फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन दैट हाउ टू गिव शॉर्ट एंड क्रिस्प आंसर्स सो एक्चुअली दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन द क्वेश्चन इफ द क्वेश्चन इज नॉट एनालिटिकल क्वेश्चंस एंड इफ द क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट यू कॉल एज वेरी फैक्चुअल काइंड ऑफ अ क्वेश्चन सो आई वुड my answer format will be this factual answer but in very one small sentence it's pros and cons right so that window is open for maybe some more conversation.
Sir, and using some quotations written by some personalities in the interviews while answering, will it be helpful, sir? Will it give a value addition in the one?
Using some quotations well you can maybe use it once
Yes, sir.
right but not overdo it
Yes.
right and when you use it once so therefore the board will perceive that you are greatly so much inspired by that particular author or the content of that quotation that you chose to make your point with the help of that quotation so therefore you should be very sure of the values in that quotation you should be very sure of the content of that quotation right and therefore that quotation should be positively perceivable in every way right so you should not come across as a random rebel पता चले कि इतनी तो बात नहीं थी कि ये सरफरोशी की तमन्ना अब हमारे दिल में बोल गई ठीक है तो मतलब ऐसा क्यों है ना तो इट शुड सूट द क्वेश्चन एंड ऐसा योर टर्न राइट गिव हिम द माइक प्लीज पहले पूछ लो
सर जैसे पूछ रहा था जैसे इंटरव्यू का जो लैंग्वेज सेलेक्ट करते हैं अगर मान लीजिए हिंदी सेलेक्ट किए तो क्या हमें शुद्ध हिंदी में ही बात करनी क्योंकि सब बात करने के दौरान हिंदी बोलने के दौरान इंग्लिश बीच में आ ही जाता है ऑटोमेटिक तो उसके लिए क्या करना है
नहीं उन्हीं के लिए आप चीज़ें बहुत आसान कर रहे होंगे अगर आप बीच में थोड़ा सा इंग्लिश यूज़ कर लेंगे ठीक है अगर आपने बिल्कुल ही प्रॉपर हिंदी बोल दी तो पता चले आपका उत्तर ही वो ना समझ पाए ठीक है मैं बेसिकली ये कह रहा हूँ कि हाँ एज फार एज पॉसिबल ऐसा दिखना चाहिए कि आप लार्जली हिंदी यूज़ कर रहे हैं क्योंकि वो आपकी चोजन लैंग्वेज है अकॉर्डिंगली बोर्ड ने प्रिपरेशन करी होगी ऐसे ही बोर्ड में आपको दिया गया होगा जहाँ पे सब लोग हिंदी समझ सकते होंगे ठीक है या ट्रांसलेटर की व्यवस्था किसी मेंबर के लिए अगर करी होगी तो ठीक है तो इसलिए लार्जली आपका जो आंसर है ठीक है वो हिंदी ही होना चाहिए ताकि उनको ऐसा ना लगे कि यार हिंदी था ना इनका लैंग्वेज तो बीच में थोड़ा बहुत 10% 5% अगर आपको मजबूरन कोई वर्ड्स इंग्लिश के यूज़ करने पड़ते हैं तो ठीक है दैट इज़ एक्सेप्टेबल क्योंकि बोलचाल की भाषा उस प्रकार से होती है तो कोई समस्या नहीं हो
सर
सकती
प्रिपरेशन से पूरा इंग्लिश में हुआ मगर सर इंग्लिश उतनी अच्छी है नहीं बोलने को तो उस दौरान अगर बीच बीच में आ जाता हिंदी केवल
नेचुरल भी है कुछ शब्दों के लिए तो हिंदी वाला शब्द शायद ना भी हो ठीक है ना और हो तो फिर बड़ा मतलब जैसे रेलवेज है ठीक है तो उसके लिए जो हिंदी वाला शब्द है वो थोड़ा सा टफ निकल के आ सकता है या कुछ इस प्रकार से तो अगर आप 5-10% इंग्लिश के शब्द यूज़ करते हैं तो उसमें मतलब ऐसा इशू नहीं है कुछ ठीक है ना, क्योंकि वो पार्ट ऑफ कल्चर भी बन चुका है ना, थोड़ा बहुत मिक्स ऑफ इंग्लिश। अब तो व्हाट्सएप में भी जैसे आता है इंग्लिश, हिंदी प्लस इंग्लिश कीबोर्ड, तो ये लॉजिक एक्चुअली में काम करते हैं। आप 5-10% अगर इंग्लिश यूज़ करते हैं तो बोर्ड विल नॉट माइंड इन माय ओपिनियन।
उसके लिए अलग से मतलब हिंदी के कुछ शब्द वगैरह कुछ तो पढ़ने नहीं पड़ेंगे ना वैसे?
मैं आपको ये रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कि आप हिंदी के समाचार देखें, ठीक है। आप ऑल इंडिया रेडियो पे जो हिंदी के समाचार आते हैं उनको सुने, कुछ आप डिबेट्स को सुने जहाँ पे क्या कहते हैं हिंदी अच्छे से यूज़ हो रही है। इस तरीके से आज से लेकर अपने इंटरव्यू की डेट तक हिंदी में अपने आप को थोड़ा सा इमर्स करें, क्योंकि जब आप सुनेंगे तो वो धीरे धीरे आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा कि अब कब वो आपकी शब्दावली का पार्ट बन जाएंगे।
गुड,
ठीक
थैंक
है
यू।
ना, तो काफ़ी नेचुरल रहेगा, ठीक है। बजाय कि उसको आप एक प्रॉब्लमैटिक एक इशू बना के और आप डिबेट्स देखें, सुने, इंटरेस्ट के साथ हिंदी वगैरह देखें तो अच्छा रहेगा।
थैंक यू।
इस तरीके से। यस
Sir, I am 28 and it's my fourth attempt and my first interview. So, does this have a negative bearing on interview anyhow?
नहीं,
Age.
no, it does not. The average age of entry in the UPSC is 27 to 28. So therefore, your age is not a issue at this point of time. ठीक है, तो and people who are into their 30s, they also qualify. So सिंपल लॉजिक रखना चाहिए। अगर यूपीएससी को अबाउट 28 लोग नहीं पसंद होते तो फिर वो रूल ही ऐसा बना देते दैट अबाउट 28 नॉट अलाउड। ठीक है, वाई वी शुड हैव एनी काइंड ऑफ बायस इन आवर माइंड्स, ठीक है, एंड वाई वी शुड लोअर आवर कॉन्फिडेंस। ठीक है, in fact the positive perspective is that I see perseverance in you, and to actually tell you what was the attempt of the last all India rank one,
Fifth, I guess.
Fifth
Fourth or
attempt.
fifth, yes.
right? So therefore it proves that it is only our bias कि हम ऐसा अपने ऊपर एक बोझ डाले हुए हैं कि हमारा फोर्थ अटेम्प्ट है, आई एम 28, दिस यूपीएससी तो ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा है। हाँ, थोड़े से वो आपसे स्ट्रॉन्गर आंसर्स एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे क्योंकि आपका फोर्थ अटेम्प्ट है। सो देयरफॉर एक एक्सपेक्टेशन हो जाती है कि इस व्यक्ति ने बहुत पढ़ा है, ठीक है, तो मतलब इसको थोड़ा ज्ञान होगा। ठीक है, तो हो सकता है क्वेश्चंस हल्के से आपको वो पार्डन उतना ना करें आपकी गलतियों के लिए, जबकि जो फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट पे हैं उनको शायद से वो 1 या 2 गलतियों के लिए माफ़ कर दें और आगे चल जाएं। आपसे उनकी एक एक्सपेक्टेशन ये रहेगी कि ही इज़ इन फोर्थ अटेम्प्ट, इतना तो पता होना चाहिए था, मतलब एक वो नॉर्मल सी चीज़, ठीक है, उसमें कुछ एक्स्ट्रा कुछ नहीं। तो ठीक है, दैट इज़ अ कॉस्ट ऑफ बीइंग इन द फोर्थ अटेम्प्ट। वी आर रेडी टू बियर दैट कॉस्ट बिकॉज वी हैव एक्चुअली स्टडीड हार्ड, तो कोई इशू नहीं।
So another thing is that I don't play any sports particularly. So should I ignore it or?
The point is, why does UPSC has this column of sports? Because the job profile of IPS, IAS, right, the field level jobs, right, they are very, very physically demanding, especially IPS. So therefore, a person who is physically fit or has a positive outlook towards physical fitness, right, so therefore that person is more recruitable for UPSC. Second is that UPSC also asks that do you have any particular illness, right, उस तरीके से। तो उसका रीज़न ये होता है that ultimately the taxpayer has to pay for that. So there have been cases whereby some such disease is there whose expenditure runs into crores of rupees, right, and therefore a lot of this that becomes a big thing, right. तो कई बार कुछ ब्यूरोक्रेट्स के बच्चों को वो इशू हो जाता है, ठीक है, तो जिसके लिए स्पेशल फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर से परमिशन चाहिए होती है दैट ओके फंड्स विल बी सैंक्शनड। तो मतलब बेसिकली आई एम सेइंग इज कि 2 एलिमेंट्स आते हैं। वन एलिमेंट इज कि जॉब प्रोफाइल इज सच दैट इफ यू विल बी फिजिकल फिट यू विल बी better able to perform that job, and second that there can be potential cost on the exchequer in future. इस वजह से यूपीएससी देखता है कि आप फिजिकल फिटनेस को किस तरीके से देखते हैं, ठीक है, उस तरीके से, ठीक है। एंड तो ये है, तो अगर आपका कोई पर्टिकुलर स्पोर्ट्स नहीं है, जैसे मेरे केस पे भी नहीं था कोई पर्टिकुलर स्पोर्ट्स, तो फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में तो मैंने जबरदस्ती का इंटरेस्ट डाला था, जैसे प्लेइंग बैडमिंटन और प्लेइंग क्रिकेट, ऐसा आपकी इच्छा। बट सेकेंड में आई वाज लाइक वेरी ऑनेस्ट, राइट, सो देयरफॉर आई वांटेड टू हैव दिस कॉन्फिडेंस कि भैया मैं, तो मैंने सिंपली लिखा था रनिंग, राइट, और जॉगिंग, राइट, दैट्स इट, ठीक है। और इनफैक्ट मैंने कुछ लिखा ही नहीं था स्पोर्ट्स में, आई हैड नॉट मेंशन एनीथिंग इन स्पोर्ट्स, एंड दे आस्क्ड इट, डोंट यू प्ले एनी स्पोर्ट्स, है ना, बिकॉज यूपीएससी एस्पिरेंट्स का डैफ देखते हो तो लगता है सारा ओलंपिक यहीं पे ही आ रखा है, राइट, एवरीवन इज लाइक दिस दैट। So they asked me, don't you play any sports? So I was honest. I said, sir, the UPSC, I used to play earlier, right? तो मैंने उनके लिए विंडो ओपन कर दी कि I used to play badminton earlier. तो उन्हें कुछ पूछना है बैडमिंटन से पूछ सकते हैं, I'm open, ठीक है। However, because of the present UPSC preparation, somehow I've not been able to take out time to pursue any sports. But मैंने ये भी खत्म नहीं किया। मैं समझता था. मैंने कहा however I do believe in staying fit and so for that I do regular jogging. तो मैंने वहाँ जॉगिंग लिखा नहीं था, बट इन्होंने मुझे पूछा तो मतलब समझ रहे हो, मैंने उनको ये बताया कि मेरा एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स फिजिकल फिटनेस है. ट्रुथ ये है कि मैं कोई स्पोर्ट्स फॉलो नहीं कर रहा, बट इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि मेरा एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स फिजिकल फिटनेस नेगेटिव है. ठीक. देन दे आस्क्ड मी, तो अकॉर्डिंग टू यू हाउ मच जॉगिंग इज गुड इनफ टू स्टे फिजिकली फिट. अब मुझे आंसर नहीं पता था, बट इन रियलिटी ये हुआ था कि पिछले 6 महीने में 7 महीने में बाय जॉगिंग एवरी डे फॉर 15 मिनट्स and by some very slight food control, very slight, I was able to lose around 20-25 kgs for my interview. So I told them कि sir I do not know what is the ideal time, but in the past 6 months, अभी मेरे लिए बड़ा वो था कि brag करना है, but sir in the past 6 months I have been able to lose this much amount of weight by jogging 15 minutes per day, sir. Sir, I think regularity is more important rather than this thing, intensity of it. ऐसा करके मैंने बोल दिया. ठीक. They said okay. घर आके मैंने देखा WHO की गाइडलाइन भी ये कहती है कि 15 to 20 मिनट्स एवरी डे अगर आप जॉग करेंगे दैट इज गुड इनफ टू स्टे फिजिकली फिट. तो ऑनेस्टी इस तरीके से काम करती है. ठीक है. तो क्योंकि मैं झूठ नहीं बोल रहा था, तो और क्योंकि उससे रिजल्ट आए थे, तो बाई चांस WHO ने भी वही कहा हुआ था, तो मतलब उनको एक दिखा होगा कि भाई ठीक है यार, और उनका आंसर पता होगा. यूजली वो ऐसे क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं जिनका आंसर उनको पता होता है. राइट. मुझे नहीं पता था उसका आंसर, बट मैंने बोला कि सर 15 से 20 मिनट मतलब बस रेगुलर, तो उससे फ़ायदा हुआ, तो आई थिंक दैट इज़ गुड इनफ. तो एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स फिजिकल फिटनेस ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. आपको स्पोर्ट्स खेलते हैं ज़्यादा ज़रूरी नहीं है.
In the UPSC personality test, it's not just what you say, it's how you express it. Clarity can outshine complexity. Confidence can outweigh hesitation. And a single well-framed answer can define your impression. That's why the Vision IAS Personality Development Program 2025 is designed to sharpen your presence, polish your communication, and turn expression into your strongest asset. Starting 11th November, it's your pathway to master the final stage of UPSC. Here's how we help you crack the code. Decode the panel. Understand what interviewers seek and frame authentic, structured responses. Elevate your expression. Speak with poise, clarity, and conviction. DAF-driven preparation. Personalized mentoring to align your background and choices with impactful answers. Strategic mentorship. Learn from toppers and officers who have walked the same path. Because in that final room, it's not just knowledge that speaks, it's clarity, conviction, and character that defines your success. For more information, visit our website or call us on the given numbers.
So in my case, like I sometimes do stretching or sometimes long walks or some mix. There is no particular routine. So is there any term for that I can mention in the DAF? So I don't want to get stuck in one thing because
देखो, if you are going to write down walking, then my expectation as board from you is that maybe you have walked much more than a normal person walks, right? So maybe my expectation is you walked from here to Faridabad or from here to some place. मतलब कुछ भाई walk है ना तुम्हारा, मतलब हॉबी है. तो नॉर्मल आदमी तो लिखता नहीं कि चलना मेरी हॉबी है, राइट? तो तुम चले तो कितना चले फिर. सो देयरफॉर मतलब लिख रहे हो अगर कि वॉकिंग, तो फिर वो ऐसा होना चाहिए कि भाई समथिंग मोर देन एवरेज. ठीक है ना? थॉट अबाउट.
That's why I'm asking if there is any generic term which covers.
No,
like
there is no
basic
generic term.
exercise.
No generic term for that.
Basic आलसी वाली exercise.
No generic term. If you genuinely follow some sports, तब उसको मेंशन करो, वरना नॉर्मल जॉगिंग मेंशन कर दो यार. ठीक है, थोड़ा सा उसको प्रिपेयर कर लो और थोड़ी सी कर भी लो.
So, but the problem is that I have a forest now. I'll get free on 23rd, and I'm afraid that
You have forest now मतलब?
Forest means.
अच्छा अच्छा.
Yes, and after that, I'm afraid that if interview comes very close, so I won't be able to do anything. So that would.
So the point is, see, you're normally fit, right? You don't look fat. तो अगर तुम थोड़ा जॉगिंग या मेंटेनिंग फिजिक कुछ बेसिक साइज टाइप का लिख देते हो, तो इट विल बी एक्सेप्टेबल. इट विल नॉट बी कंसिडर्ड लाइक एनीथिंग. ठीक है. और बाई चांस एक काम करो, एक मैराथन में पार्टिसिपेट कर लो. ठीक है. नहीं, सच्चाई हो झलकती है ना, क्योंकि तो एक्चुअली में एक मैराथन में पार्टिसिपेट कर लो. देखो अभी से लेकर वहाँ तक कौन सा कहाँ पे मैराथन हो रहा है. ठीक है ना? तो बोलने को आया तो बोल देना कि सर आई हैव स्टार्टेड. झूठ मत बोलो. सर आई हैव रिसेंटली स्टार्टेड पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन मैराथन्स ऑल्सो. तो अच्छा लगेगा, कुछ बुरा नहीं है. बट एक्चुअली में पार्टिसिपेट कर लो. झूठ तो बोलना ही नहीं, झूठ दिख जाता है उनको. है
So
ना?
वही
Yes.
कोई टर्म देखता हूँ मैं, जेनरिक टर्म,
हाँ कहते हो जॉगिंग,
बेसिक एक्सरसाइज,
बेसिक जॉगिंग जॉगिंग लिखने में तुम्हें दिक्कत क्या है?
देता हूँ, ठीक है सर।
इसको जॉगिंग लिखने में प्रॉब्लम है। मैं 50 बार जॉगिंग बोल चुका हूँ, इसको जॉगिंग लिखने में प्रॉब्लम है। जॉगिंग नहीं करो, समथिंग मोर बेसिक एक्सरसाइज, राइट? ऐसा बट ठीक है, मतलब जॉगिंग इज फाइन। जॉगिंग आप दिन में 15 मिनट भी कर लेते हो तो दैट इज गुड इनफ, ओके, ठीक है ना? यस, उसके बाद आप कर रहे हैं।
Sir, actually, I am working with an NGO. Means it was my passion. Like, so can I write it in my hobby? Like, I am teaching. Matlab in online, I can teach to children at night also. So
Yes, definitely.
okay. So what type of question means? It will not going to be in negative way. Like,
You can put that in other extracurricular activities and interests.
okay,
NGOs are not anti-national organizations that you're so concerned that I'm working for an NGO. Can I mention? Can I mention? Can I mention?
okay,
There has been misuse of NGOs. That is okay, right? But working for an NGO does not mean that you are some negative kind of person, right? So that's your bias. Get rid of that. ठीक है? And so therefore, I think it can be mentioned either in distinct. ये तो खैर school और college है, तो just in case if you have some distinct leadership उससे related, तो यहाँ पे otherwise it can be mentioned here.
okay, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I wanted to ask that can I write watching web series and all as a hobby? Like I do that I've been watching lots of web series in my free time in last 2 to 3 years. So should I write those kinds of hobbies?
कौन सी वेब सीरीज देखी?
Sir, criminal kind of drug related, criminal, fantasy, everything. Sir, whatever I like, I watch. So should I write such thing or not?
देखो, when you say watching web series, ठीक है, तो that is something which is done by everyday person in everyday life also, okay? When you say watching documentaries, that is instead of mentioning the format web series, maybe you say watching documentaries, right? Then it gives you a like niche, you know, to you कि every person does not watch his documentary as a hobby. हाँ, तो पाताल लोग सब देखते हैं, ठीक है ना? बट डॉक्यूमेंट्री तो हर कोई नहीं देखता है, और अगर आप उसको एज अ हॉबी मेंशन करते हैं तो फिर वो एक कार्व आउट होती है एज अ हॉबी, ठीक है? तो उसके ऊपर आप उसको थोड़ा सा और स्पेसिफिक कर सकते हैं, ठीक है? तो आप कह सकते हैं कि, और आईपीएस कितने नंबर पे रखा हमने? सेकंड पे रखा, ठीक है? तो आप ऐसा लिख सकते हैं कि वॉचिंग डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज ऑन ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम, right? So therefore that sounds appropriate, right? Organized crime is kind of like a important, you know, a threat to India, and as a UPSC aspirant, if that draws your attention, then I get to know that maybe you are slightly worried about the drug abuse in India, drug trafficking in India, right? Or you know, like issues related to women also.
Sir, I usually watch Hollywood shows, not Hindi ones.
So that's okay, right? Even if you watch Hollywood, that's okay, right? But the whole point is that these organized crime syndicates, they work globally only. The supply chain logistics are all global, right? And similarities will be there in issues which are there, you know, and यहाँ पे भी जैसे कैसे similarities will be there. तो ये एक आप सोच सकते हैं इसके बारे में कि watching documentaries on organized crime, या फिर और इससे कुछ बेहतर आपको लगता है तो उससे एक carve out हो जाता है. Watching web series थोड़ा casual लगता है.
Sir, another question was that, sir, I do not play any sport as such because lack of time also. So, sir, if I mention doing strength training or workout as my hobby section in my other
Many people are writing nowadays. You heard बड़ा famous हो गया है strength training.
HIIT. So, can I mention that in fourth section and leave that sports section as blank?
हाँ, you can write that in sports section. Strength training.
Okay, should I write that in sports section?
हाँ, स्पोर्ट्स में ही जाएगा क्योंकि खाली रहेगा ना वो थोड़ा सा वैसा हो जाता है ना. तो स्पोर्ट्स में अगर आप, क्योंकि एटसेट्रा वर्ड भी है, इफ यू नोटिस, तो एटसेट्रा भी है. तो बेसिकली दे जस्ट वांट यू टू टेल अबाउट, मतलब दिस डोमेन इज रिलेटेड टू फिजिकल फिटनेस, डिसिप्लिन. एनसीसी से मुझे डिसिप्लिन दिखता है. स्पोर्ट्स में भी कहीं ना कहीं एक इनहेरेंट डिसिप्लिन होता है स्पोर्ट्स के अंदर. तो ये मतलब उस चीज़ को डेडिकेटेड है जिससे मुझे आपका योर इन्वॉल्वमेंट ऑफ योर बॉडी एंड डिसिप्लिन एलिमेंट ऑफ योर माइंड, तो ये कैटेगरी में उसको डेडिकेट करूँगा, ठीक है। तो अगर कोई भी आपके पास ऐसी चीज़ है विच रिफ्लेक्ट्स दीज टू एलिमेंट्स कि डिसिप्लिन ऑफ द माइंड विद इन्वॉल्वमेंट ऑफ बॉडी, तो आप उसको मेंशन करते हैं, तो आई थिंक इट्स ओके। क्योंकि ब्लैंक छोड़ना फिर नेगेटिव नहीं, मतलब इट ड्रॉज अटेंशन। तो इफ दे कैन एट मैक्स दे कैन आस्क यू डोंट प्ले एनी स्पोर्ट्स, राइट? सो देयरफॉर यू नीड टू एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम यू नीड टू बी रेडी विद एन आंसर, ठीक है। तो जैसे मेरे केस में शायद से मैंने एम्प्टी छोड़ा था क्योंकि मैंने सिर्फ यहाँ पे एनसीसी लिखा था जो मैंने कॉलेज में किया था, ठीक। तो दे आस्क्ड मी डोंट यू प्ले एनी स्पोर्ट्स, ठीक है। तो अटेंशन आया तो मैंने अकॉर्डिंगली उसका जवाब दिया। तो इफ़ यू आर रेडी विद द आंसर तो ऐसा हो सकता है।
Okay, and sir, another thing is that, sir, first of all, English is not my first language, as you know. So if
I don't know.
No, sir.
How would I know that English is not your first language?
Okay, sir. As an Indian, it cannot be.
अच्छा अच्छा, मतलब मदर टंग, ओके।
So, sir, if I fumble in some words, so can I use Hindi words in between, like? If I do.
See, in a normal conversation, it happens once or twice. That's okay, right? Message is conveyed, right? And so I don't think it should not become very noticeable that the person has chosen English as a language and 50% of, मतलब percentage matters. आप 2-3%, 5% आप गलती से बीच में एक दो इंग्लिश के वर्ड्स निकल गए तो उसके लिए they will not punish you, right? जैसे आई थिंक मेरे इंटरव्यू में भी एक आध वर्ड निकल गया था, बट हाँ वो ऐसा सिग्निफिकेंट नहीं लगना चाहिए कि 10 मतलब 50% ऑफ टाइम 40% ऑफ टाइम दिस पर्सन इज यूजिंग हिंदी, तो वो फिर अजीब सा हो जाता है, ठीक है। उसको वो कैजुअल कर देता है एक्चुअली ये इंटरव्यू।
So,
Yes.
So my question is regarding work experience.
Okay.
Sir, if a person has passed their 12th grade and started teaching the school level only, so can they ask that what qualification that person has to teach and similar situations of work experience? So can we mention this as work experience or is it not appropriate?
So you're telling me a scenario whereby after passing class 12th, the person started teaching.
Yes.
Okay.
The higher classes only. 11
As private tuitions.
as home tuitions.
As home tuitions. Okay. It is a work experience, I would say. So, but it is like you can say you worked as a independent professional in that case. So, and if you earned hypothetically, if you had earned above a particular level, so therefore you would have been required to pay income tax, etc. So therefore that comes in the ambit of law also, उस तरीके से। तो मेंशन करना चाहते हो तो कर सकते हैं। उसमें कितने टाइम तक आपने किया था ऐसे?
So I'm doing it right now.
Doing it right now.
Yes.
बिल्कुल मेंशन करना चाहिए आपको, ठीक है।
But what qualifications do I have to teach?
क्वालिफिकेशन कुछ नहीं है, इट्स लाइक प्राइवेट दिस थिंग है। फर्ज करो कि आप बिजनेस कर रहे होते आफ्टर क्लास 12th ऑन द साइड, ठीक है, तब क्या आप उसको मेंशन करते हैं यहाँ पे? ऑब्वियसली करते ही, ठीक है ना, कि एज उसके लिए कोई क्वालिफिकेशन तो नहीं चाहिए। तो वी आर इन द एरा ऑफ गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज, ठीक है। गुड्स जब दिखता है तो कुछ टेंजिबल दिखता है, बिजनेस जब दिखता है तो कुछ जैसे टेंजिबल दिखता है दैट वी आर इनटू प्रोडक्शन ऑफ सर्टेन गुड्स, तो हमको कंफर्टेबल लगता है टू राइट। बट you are in the domain of production of services. You provided education service since class 12th and you are providing it till now also. So therefore that time scale is also there. So I think it is pretty valid, and in fact it tells me a very positive trait about you, that somewhere you feel good about teaching, about training other people, right? So that gives me a positive vibe. So I would want to include that positive vibe in my DAF. Right, either in the work experience, right? Work experience is very valid here, right? Or if you feel ki nahi, then definitely here interests me, because it's a very positive thing, and being self-dependent is nothing wrong, right? Any other questions? Yeah, Michael. Yeah,
sir, it is just extension of what they asked. Suppose I have two comparative things which I can mention in this section 7. One which has prospects of opening up a conversation, but it can go against me. There is a slight chance, even 1 or 2%. And there is a comparable one which is slighter, very normal thing to write. So I am facing a dilemma while filling the DAF that should I go for the first one, in which there is a possible, like you mentioned at the start, that they should have a conversation with you. It has possibility of having a conversation, but what if it is very big, and I have this insecurity that I won't be able to cover it up and won't be able to give good answers. So I'm facing this dilemma: should I go for a very normal one, or should I? And it's honest one. I have done that. It's a different thing that I don't have knowledge about all the aspects of that. I can study, but I have this insecurity that I won't be able to cover all the 100% of that thing. And since it is an interview, they can ask anything. So what that dilemma, how should I deal with it?
So separately, outside of this class, you can tell me which of those two choices are. Then I'll be able to give you more specific answer. But if I have to choose, right, so go for the one in which you have worked harder, right? Because then, trust me, you will be able to continue the conversation, and you'll be able to come up with something, good. जो आपने काम किया भी नहीं है उसके बारे में कुछ बेटर गेसेस या कुछ भी, तो जो काम ज़्यादा आपने किया है उसको आप मेंशन करेंगे तो बेटर रहेगा. एंड जस्ट इन केस उन दोनों कामों में से कुछ ऐसा है जो ज़्यादा गवर्नेंस वाइज इंपॉर्टेंट है या फिर ओवरऑल इंपॉर्टेंस में ज़्यादा अच्छा साउंड करता है, तो ये दो क्राइटेरियाज जिसमें आपने वेयर यू हैव वर्कड हार्डर, एंड सेकेंड विच अपीयर्स to be much more significant. By chance, let's say there is no match, one choice is here, that is, if someone reads that second choice, someone says okay, but if someone reads the other choice, like wow, okay, right, so therefore that will get that extra marks, right, because it can have potential to start a conversation. So on these two criterias you need to discuss, right, and if your intents were fine, so usme controversial kuch nahi hai, right, any controversy can be handled, right, if your fundas are sorted. So on that basis we can decide. You can tell me later, right? Thank you, sir.
Sir, can I write teaching as a hobby?
Definitely, it's a very common hobby.
Okay, sir.
It's okay. There's nothing controversial about it. It's a common hobby, and many people, pursue
Sir,
it.
then teachers will ask that why you are choosing for civil service. So then you should go to the service of teaching. Then what we do answer? So maybe aisa.
That's like a common question, right? So basically, the answer to that particular question is very, very simple, and the answer is that the kind of positional authority that you get when you enter into the civil services, that kind of positional authority you will be able to get in private sector only after decades of hard work. The scale of operation that you can do a particular thing when you are a district collector or you are a deputy commissioner, right away in the first 5 years of your job, to do those things at that scale, maybe you have to run a company or a small enterprise for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years to even implement teaching at a district level, right? Imagine how costly it is to buy land in Delhi, set up a school, get accreditation, and make a district level school. It's very tough, right? It may eat your 30 years, 20 years if you do not have any solid financial backing, right? So therefore the scale of operation. Second, the diversity. That is your service, whichever service that you get, plus the deputation, right? So therefore the kind of diversity that you get, it's amazing. Third is the class of people. Class of people means the distinguished people that you're able to interact with in your service, right? That is unparalleled. And to be able to interact with the best of the best in the teaching domain at the world level, maybe you would have to set up an all India level company, which is like very, very awesome, right? In teaching sector, that you will get the opportunity to interact with the best of the minds in the teaching world, right? So therefore civil services is a platform which is not just a job, it's a career, and it's a career which gives you such wide experience and also a potential to do something, because you have some positional authority, because you are part of the state, that private sector job in that sense cannot match. Private sector job can be better in money, but in other aspects, right, private sector job cannot match until unless your teaching is such a passion that 24/7, 365 days you only think about teaching. Then you can derive much more satisfaction in teaching also. So therefore that is how you think about it, right? So therefore I think we have discussed the elements through examples of prizes, medals, scholarship. Please do not overpopulate it, right? 2 prizes, like good enough. 1, good enough. Don't overpopulate, because when you overpopulate your DAF, you are increasing the number of questions, you're increasing your syllabus, right? And you may come across as very bragging kind of a person. Some people, they feel it so much, right? They even mention that I was class monitor in class 10th, right? No, some seriousness should come in, right? So therefore, mention such prizes, medals, scholarships, right? 1 or 2, from which the board thinks, okay, this person wants us to ask questions on this, right? तो therefore it's a very important stage. तो यहाँ पे आप वही चीज़ें मेंशन करें जहाँ पे आप बोर्ड को एक हिंट देना चाह रहे हैं कि मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप इस डोमेन में मेरे से कुछ पूछें, ठीक है ना? तो बहुत ज़्यादा लिखेंगे, इट विल कम आउट एज ब्रैगिंग. सिमिलरली स्पोर्ट्स एंड एनसीसी, I think we have covered where you have no sports as a hobby, right? So therefore, if you have NCC, don't leave it blank. Leaving blank leads to, issue. So जैसे NCC मैंने किया था तो मैंने डाल दिया, but बाकी मैंने खाली छोड़ा था, ठीक है? तो empty नहीं लगा. Otherwise, simply you can mention jogging or some sports which you followed at some point of time, right? Or strength training or yoga, anything, right? Normal which you do. You don't have to be like district level champion in that. It is something which you follow. It shows your attitude towards fitness. दैट इज देयर पर्पस कि आप फिटनेस के बारे में कैसे सोचते हैं, ठीक? एंड यहाँ पे ठीक है ऐसा. उसके बाद पोजीशन ऑफ डिस्टिंक्शन लीडरशिप हेल्ड इन स्कूल और कॉलेज. सो वर्ड हेयर इज डिस्टिंक्शन, राइट? तो बी बाय बीइंग अ क्लास मॉनिटर आपने कहीं पे कोई बहुत बड़े झट्टे नहीं गाड़ दिए, ठीक है ना? तो डिस्टिंक्शन लीडरशिप है. तो डिस्टिंक्शन लीडरशिप में जैसे हेड बॉय, हेड गर्ल, या फिर जो थोड़ा सुनने में अच्छा लगे, राइट? दैट इज कोऑर्डिनेटेड फेस्ट, राइट? समथिंग लाइक दिस. मतलब जो उस लेवल पे एक स्कूल के बच्चे के लिए जो डिस्टिंक्शन है. अभी प्रेजेंट व्यू से नहीं देखना आपको. अभी प्रेजेंट व्यू से देखो तो आपको शायद से सब चीज़ें छोटी लगेंगी. आप ये देखो कि वो स्कूल वाले में एटमॉस्फेयर में जाओ और उसमें देखो कि भोकाल किससे सेट हो रहा था, ठीक है? तो अगर आपको लगता है कि अच्छा हम जब स्कूल में थे तो भोकाल सेट होता था इससे, राइट? दैट आई वाज कॉन्स्टेंटली द हेड ऑफ माई हाउस फॉर 3 years, है ना? ऐसा भोकाल. तो ठीक है, पोजीशन ऑफ डिस्टिंक्ट लीडरशिप में आप मेंशन कर सकते हो. वो उनका भोकाल है बच्चों का, ठीक है? सिमिलरली कॉलेज लेवल पे, ठीक है, कोई डिस्टिंक्शन लीडरशिप दिखना चाहिए. लीडरशिप है, जैसे एक एग्जांपल बोलता हूँ. जैसे वन स्टूडेंट केम टू मी एंड ही हैड पार्टिसिपेटेड इन अ फूड फेस्ट. मतलब ही हैड पार्टिसिपेटेड इन अ फेस्ट, कॉलेज फेस्ट, एंड ही हैड पुट अप अ शॉप, राइट, which sold some things, right? And he had written that in DAF. That is not a position of leadership. What is leadership? Leadership is where you are taking initiative and there are people, your followers are also there, whereby you are collaborating with other people to meet certain challenges. So therefore that should come out of it. चाहे वो प्रोजेक्ट छोटा हो, बट वहाँ पे एक ग्रुप हो, खाली आप अकेले ना हो, ठीक है ना? तो वो लीडरशिप होता है. तो जब आप हेड बॉय बोलते हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं यू आर सेइंग दैट आई टुक अलॉन्ग विद मी द रेस्ट ऑफ द स्कूल, राइट? या फिर आप अपने आप को स्पोर्ट्स हेड बताते हो, दैट मीन देयर वाज अ टीम विच यू टुक अलॉन्ग, ठीक है ना? सो देयरफॉर दैट प्रोसेस बिकम्स इंपॉर्टेंट because teamwork is required. Authority is not important. What is more important is that whether you are able to work with seniors as well as juniors as well as colleagues. That should come out, right? It's not that whether you are a good dictator or not, right? So therefore element is that your team spirit is there or not. तो कोई ऐसा एवेन्यू सोचने की कोशिश करे where you were with that team spirit can be reflected and you were part of some leadership thing, small thing. चाहे वो कोई प्रोजेक्ट हो या फिर कोई पोस्ट हो, right? You were asking something? Yes. या डेफिनेटली मैथ सेक्रेटरी का तो मस्त इलेक्शन होता था, ठीक है? मैथ सेक्रेटरी इन द हॉस्टल डिसेंट, राइट? यू आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द हेल्थ ऑफ ऑल द पीपल, राइट? इट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, राइट? ह्यूज एक्सीडेंट्स कैन ऑल्सो टेक प्लेस इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू टेक केयर ऑफ दैट थिंग इन अ गुड मैनर. इट्स अ इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. डिसेंट. यस, माइक किसके पास है? यस, हाँ डेफिनेटली, एटसेट्रा है ना, स्पोर्ट्स, एनसीसी एटसेट्रा, राइट? सो देयरफॉर एनएसएस तो स्पोर्ट्स वाला ही होता है और एनएसओ होता है, हाँ, तो सोशल सर्विस वाला होता है ना. तो हाँ, एनएसएस लिख सकते हो, एनसीसी एटसेट्रा में एनएसएस आ जाता है. जब हम कॉलेज में गए थे हमको 3 ऑप्शन दिए गए थे, इधर ज्वाइन एनसीसी और ज्वाइन एनएसएस और ज्वाइन एनएसओ, राइट? तो एनएसओ वाज रिलेटेड टू स्पोर्ट्स, एनएसएस वाज रिलेटेड टू सोशल सर्विस, राइट? सो ठीक है, मतलब आप इसको यहाँ पे डाल सकते हैं बिकॉज एटसेट्रा लिखा है, एनसीसी है, तो ठीक है डाल सकते हैं, कोई इशू नहीं है उसके अंदर. क्योंकि क्या है कि वो अदर एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज़ में भी एज सच ज़बरदस्ती का फिट हो रहा है. अगर करना भी है तो प्राइज मेडल्स और स्कॉलरशिप में भी नहीं जा रहा है. पोजीशन ऑफ डिस्टिंक्ट लीडरशिप में भी उस तरीके से नहीं जा रहा. अनटिल अनलेस यू मेंशन हेड ऑफ एनएसएस, तो वो ऐसा दिखता है. तो NSS मेंशन करते हो तो मैं मेंशन कर सकता हूँ, क्योंकि मेरे माइंड में ऐसा एक है कि एट द टॉप इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ इंडिया 3 choices आर एट पार, NSO, NCC, NSS चॉइस दिया जाता है सारे स्टूडेंट्स को। तो और यहाँ पे sports/NCC, तो इसमें मेरे को NSO दिखता है, इसमें मेरे को NCC दिखता है, वो एटसेट्रा में मेरे को दिखता है NSS।
And so will then volunteering will not repeat in the DAF, because I'll also write it in extracurricular activities. I am like a volunteer at Goonj, तो ज़्यादा नहीं दिखेगा।
हाँ, रिपीट नहीं करना है, इसलिए मैंने आपको कहा या तो आप यहाँ लिख सकते हैं, ठीक है, मतलब डिपेंड करता है। अगर पोजीशन ऑफ डिस्टिंक्ट लीडरशिप रही है तो ये आप यहाँ पे उसको डाल सकते हैं NSS को, ठीक है, या फिर यहाँ पे आपने उसको मतलब रिपीट ना करें उसको, एक ही बार लिखें तो ठीक है।
सर, जब हम लोग स्पोर्ट्स वाला सेक्शन फिल करते हैं तो उसमें हमें क्या स्पेसिफिकली ये मेंशन करना है कि वो स्पोर्ट हमने किस लेवल पे परस्यू किया था? लाइक मैं मैराथन अगर लिख रहा हूँ तो उसे जैसे मैंने कॉलेज लेवल पे किया था, तो मैं क्या उस चीज़ को मेंशन करूँ कि मैराथन एट कॉलेज लेवल? क्योंकि सर ऊपर जब हम पढ़ें तो उसमें दे रखा है प्लीज़ गिव पर्टिकुलर्स एट द यूनिवर्सिटी, स्टेट, नेशनल लेवल इन रिस्पेक्ट ऑफ। तो कुछ ऐसा मेंशन करें या सीधा ही लिख दे कि मैराथन?
If it is about marathon and I'm filling point number 1, then simply writing marathon is wrong. Then तो I have to mention that some particular डालना पड़ेगा कि 1 marathon at district level, ठीक है, वहाँ पे particular हो जाता है। Second, they in this sports they're not asking for achievements, because achievements के लिए they have separate this thing कि position of distinction leadership ऐसा करके बोला हुआ है, ठीक। अचीवमेंट्स यहाँ पे कवर हो जा रही हैं, तो कोई अगर आपकी स्पोर्ट्स की अचीवमेंट थी कि मेडल स्पोर्ट्स में होते हैं तो वो यहाँ आ गया। यहाँ उनका इंटेंट है सिंपली योर परसूट ऑफ स्पोर्ट्स। इफ यू वांट टू मेंशन मैराथन एट डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल इट्स गुड, बट इफ यू मेंशन ओनली मैराथन आई डोंट सी एनी नेगेटिव ऑल्सो इन दैट, राइट? बिकॉज पीपल मेंशन स्पोर्ट्स, क्रिकेट, people mention badminton, people mention yoga, so they are not required to mention yoga at what level, at district level, at state level, ठीक है। बट अगर आप मेंशन करते हैं तो और वो पॉजिटिव चीज़ है दैट यू हैव रैन फॉर मैराथन एट डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल, तो एक अच्छा चीज़ निकल के आता है। तो ठीक है, आपने कोई मेडल नहीं जीता, बट एट द सेम टाइम आप अपनी अचीवमेंट इनडायरेक्टली बताना चाह रहे हैं, ठीक है, कि जीता नहीं था पर डिस्ट्रिक्ट भागा था, ठीक। तो यहाँ पे आप लिखें, मैं सजेस्ट करूँगा कि आप मतलब लिख दें मैराथन एट डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल लिखें तो ठीक रहेगा, है ना।
एंड
तो
ऑल्सो सर, ये जो प्राइजेस और मेडल्स वाला सेक्शन है, तो
हाँ जी,
उसमें अगर मैं मेंशन करना चाहूँ जैसे एकेडमिक एक्सीलेंस का कोई अवार्ड मेंशन करना है, तो उसमें स्पेसिफिकली ईयर मेंशन करूँ या केवल जैसे अवार्ड फॉर एकेडमिक एक्सीलेंस, इतने से काम हो जाएगा?
अवार्ड मेंशन कर दी, मतलब ज़्यादा वो नहीं है इसमें कोई इशू। क्या आपने 2 ऑप्शंस कह दिए
सर? हाँ, जैसे ईयर मेंशन कर सकता हूँ इसमें।
वैसे इसमें जैसे स्पोर्ट्स में आप मैराथन भी लिख दें वो भी अच्छा है, एक जनरलाइज चीज़ आ जाती है। अगर वो क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे तब आप डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल बता देना, ठीक है ना। तो मतलब यूजुअली लोग तो ऐसा लिखते हैं कि स्पोर्ट्स लिख दिया, मतलब इसमें कोई मेरा वो नहीं है, कोई स्टैंड मैं बहुत स्ट्रांगली नहीं लेना चाह रहा हूँ कि आप मैराथन एट डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल लिखें या मैराथन लिखें। पढ़ने में जैसा आता है स्पोर्ट्स, तो रनिंग मैराथन्स, ये एक नेचुरल सी फील आती है कि स्पोर्ट्स में लिखा है रनिंग मैराथन्स। फिर उनके ऊपर छोड़ दें कि वो हमसे पूछें कि भाई एट व्हाट लेवल यू हैव रन मैराथन, तब हम बताएं कि सर आई हैव रन एट डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल। ये एक नेचुरल फ्लो लग रहा है, तो आई वुड ट्राई टू चेंज माय आंसर एंड आई वुड से कि यहाँ पे आप सिंपली लिखें रनिंग मैराथन से, कि वो नेचुरल फ्लो सा आ रहा है, ठीक है ना। और उस वाले केस में आपको ईयर मेंशन करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, ठीक है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। यूजुअली लोग ऐसे ही लिखते हैं कि वन दिस अवार्ड एट डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल, उसमें वो ईयर मेंशन नहीं करते हैं यूजुअली, क्योंकि थोड़ा सा टाइपिंग का भी हो रहता है, लोग 2-2 चीज़ें ऐड करना चाहते हैं, तो लोग दे वांट टू सेव स्पेस, तो यूजुअली ईयर्स नहीं लिखते हैं वो। तो अनटिल लेस नाम के अंदर है कि ऐसा कि 2019 स्कॉलर, तो ईयर ना लिखो, कोई इशू नहीं है उसमें, ठीक है ना। होम कार्डर यू विल नॉट बी एलिजिबल फॉर इनसाइडर वैकेंसीज ऑफ योर होम कार्डर। तो हर स्टेट 2 टाइप की वैकेंसीज निकालता है, इनसाइडर, आउटसाइडर। तो होम कार्डर को अगर आपने अपनी नंबर 1 चॉइस नहीं बनाया है, ठीक है, तो आप इनसाइडर वैकेंसीज के लिए एलिजिबल मतलब एक तरीके से नहीं होंगे, ठीक है। बेसिकली लेमैन टर्म्स में, अगर इफ़ योर होम कार्डर इज नॉट योर फर्स्ट चॉइस, राइट, देन इट कैन नॉट बी योर फर्स्ट चॉइस। मतलब अगर आपने नहीं लिखा है होम कार्डर तो उसमें फिर वो आपको नहीं मिलेगा, उसको आप ऐसा ही मान के चल सकते हैं कि होम कार्डर फिर नहीं मिलेगा इस तरीके से। And if you do not fill any preference in front of a zone, that means you are giving equal preference, right? So accordingly, wherever the vacancy is available, they'll give it to you, right? Or for example, let's say you give some preference to a zone, but you do not give any preference here. That means all these cadres are equally for you in your mind. ठीक है, बेस्ट केस रहता है सब भर दो. आई डोंट नो क्या फालतू का स्टेटमेंट देना है दैट आई एम रेडी, यू नो, मतलब ठीक है, एवरीवन इज रेडी टू वर्क एवरीवेयर यार, ठीक है, बट सिंस दे आर गिविंग यू अ चॉइस, फाइन, एक्सरसाइज इट, राइट. तो खाली छोड़ना तो सर्टेनिटी सी आ जाती है ना कि ठीक है, वरना मतलब ठीक है. तो आई थिंक लास्टली service preferences में here I have tried to come out with like some kind of a sample kind of a thing, okay. So it's different for everyone, right, but there is some kind of a sample kind of a thing which is there, right. So first, for example, IAS, everyone knows what is the job profile. Second is IPS, everyone knows. Foreign services, everyone knows. Then we have fourth is here IRS, customs, right. So fifth, then IRS, income tax. Sixth is IAAS. The good thing about IAAS, and at times people they fill IAS not at sixth, but at times at fourth also. And the reason for that is that this IAAS is very well organized service, which basically means that the promotions are extremely timely, very timely promotions, and therefore you will get timely promoted, and as a result at the end of your career the chances of you getting secretary grade are relatively like good or better, right. So many people many secretary level people, right, they come from IAAS also, right. It's kind of like common to see some IAAS being appointed as a secretary. Otherwise those secretary level posts are usually IAAS dominated. So therefore that's why you will spend most of your time in cities only. So therefore that is the positive thing with IAAS. You will not have much interaction with common people. Your major interaction, it is going to be with the rest of the services. So basically you are going to be in charge of auditing the expenditures done by other services, ठीक है. So ऐसा तो आप audit पैरा निकालते हैं that this money has not been spent well by you or etc., right. Eccentric choices are also fine. Maybe foreign services is number 2 for you, or maybe foreign services is number 1 for you, right. So no problem that my first choice was foreign services in my second interview, right. So therefore I really wanted to get into that, but I got into customs. So that is point number 6. Seventh choice I gave to IRMS, Indian Railway Management Services, right. So it's very good because IRTS officers, they are called like IAS officers of railways, right. And railways is very very large, very very huge. उस तरीके से तो it is given like a good infrastructure is very good, because railways was this is a like service from the colonial era. So the Britishers, they used to spend huge amount of money on civil servants, right. So therefore such services which are from the colonial era, their infrastructure is usually large. Land available to these services, right, are also land estates etc. वो भी अच्छा रहता है. तो यहाँ पे आपको मतलब रहने वहने का जैसे बंगला ये सब टाइप का चीज़ वो मतलब मिल जाता है, ठीक है ना. बाकी सर्विसेज में थोड़ा बहुत कभी कभी रेजिडेंस का इशू होता है, ठीक है, स्पेशली इफ द सर्विसेज आर कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड इन दी अर्बन एरियाज, ठीक है. तो थोड़ा सा इशू कभी कभी आता है कि वेटिंग में है कि आपको घर कब मिलेगा, इस तरीके से. देन 7th चॉइस, so 6 उसका 7th choice हो गया IRMS. 8th choice is here, that is DANIPS. So I put DANIPS here because in Agmut cadre there is commissionerate system, right. So therefore the police is slightly better off compared to the IAS. Then DANIPS में some decent amount of like 1/3 or 1/3 of your career, right, easily that much so you can spend in Delhi, right, that is there. And promotions to IPS are also not very late, right. I think around after 12 years or 15 years you get promoted to IPS, right. And similarly दानिक्स में भी ऐसा है. तो इसलिए 8 और 9 पे इसको मैंने रखा, ठीक है. मतलब ये पर्सनल आप इसको कह सकते हैं, ठीक है, if you are not too stuck in group A, group B, right? Another thing is, once I saw such a service preference which was very must. Number 1 IAS, number 2 IPS, number 3 DANIPS, number 4 DANICS, number 5 Pondicherry Civil Services, next Pondicherry Police Services, right? The person had clear fundamentals that I either want to work in the administration on the field or in the police on the field, right? So clarity of thought, right? You do not find that very easily, but clarity of thought कि मेरे को जनता से इंटरेक्शन में काम करना है, मेरे को डेस्क पे नहीं बैठना है, राइट? तो ऐसा भी सर्विस प्रेफरेंस मिलता है, ठीक है ना, विच इज एक्चुअली बेटर, ट्रस्ट मी, ठीक है. वी आर ऑल बिहाइंड द डेस्क, राइट? दैट्स एक्चुअली गुड दैट यू गो टू द फील्ड, अदरवाइज फिर वहाँ पे भी डेस्क पे बैठे रहो, लग रहा सारी उम्र बस डेस्क पे कंप्यूटर टिक 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 कर रहे हैं, ठीक है ना. तो मतलब वो एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ इंटरेक्टिंग विद द सिटीजन्स ऑन डे टू डे बेसिस, राइट, उसके प्रोज भी हैं, कॉन्स भी हैं, बट इट इज़ डेफिनेटली आई थिंक बेटर देन बीइंग बिहाइंड द डेस्क. तो वो भी एक उसमें मेरिट है, तो कुछ लोग इसको थोड़ा ऊपर भी रखते हैं. 10th पे इंडियन रेलवे मैनेजमेंट सर्विस अकाउंट्स, ठीक. देन 11th पे I have put what? Indian Postal Services. So good thing about Indian Postal Services is that it has good perks and promotions. They are at par with railways. तो जैसे रेलवेज के ऑफिसर्स जैसे प्रमोट होंगे उसी प्रकार से पोस्टल में भी टाइमली प्रमोशंस हो जाएंगे. Also you administer around 1.5 lakh post offices network, and later on they are saying that they will convert Indian Postal Service into some kind of logistics elephant. दैट इज़ आप समझो कि पूरे गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया लेवल पे एक अमेजॉन या पूरे गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया लेवल पे इस टाइप की कंपनीज है ना, इंडिया मार्ट जैसे. अब तो बेटे बिकॉज नेटवर्क बहुत बड़ा है, राइट, एंड कुरियर्स ऑल्सो हैपन थ्रू पोस्टल सर्विसेज. तो लॉजिस्टिक्स में दिस इज गोइंग टू डू वेल इन फ्यूचर, राइट. ट्रेनिंग इसकी लबासना में होती है, तो वो एक अच्छी चीज़ है. और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अच्छा है बिकॉज पोस्टल नेटवर्क वो तब से है, तो उस तरीके से इसको थोड़ा सा ऊपर रखा है 11, ठीक. 12th पे आई हैव केप्ट इंडियन कॉर्पोरेट लॉ सर्विस, ठीक. एंड इसका अच्छा चीज़ क्या है कि इसका ट्रेनिंग होता है ICLS अकेडमी में, इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ कॉर्पोरेट अफेयर्स, ठीक. क्वाइट सब्सटेंशियल पावर इफ हैव एप्टीट्यूड टू डू लॉ और LLM एटसेट्रा फ्रॉम अब्रॉड आफ्टर फ्यू ईयर्स, then you can have good prospects in private law firms and big corporates also as a backup. Right? That means either post-retirement or maybe mid-career you feel that now I want to switch to private sector. So in that sense, this is the response which I got. You administer Companies Act, whereby taking all possessions of properties and liquidating companies on bankruptcies and distributing proceeds. Right? You with respect to law enforcement, you get to work in SFIO, Serious Frauds Investigation Organization. Right? Baki laws and policies largely you will stay in Delhi. तो जिन लोगों को दिल्ली थोड़ा बेटर लगता है कि मेरे को दिल्ली रहना है इस टाइप से, सो इन दैट पर्टिकुलर सेंस इंडियन कॉर्पोरेट लॉ इज लाइक अ गुड सर्विस, राइट. सो आई हैव पुट इट एट पॉइंट नंबर 12, राइट. दिस एक्चुअली आई इंटरेक्ट विद द एग्जिस्टिंग ब्यूरोक्रेट्स, राइट, मल्टीपल ब्यूरोक्रेट्स, ठीक है ना, कि क्या है कैसे है. तो आई वाज आल्सो पॉजिटिवली सरप्राइज दैट ओके इंडियन कॉर्पोरेट लॉ सर्विस के बारे में इतना अच्छा कहने को था लोगों के पास, तो यूजुअली नहीं पता होता है जैसे करके, ठीक. उसके बाद 13th पे IIS, दैट इज़ इंडियन इंफॉर्मेशन सर्विस. उसका बेनिफिट क्या है कि इफ़ यू आर अ गुड वर्कर, हार्ड वर्कर, देन यू गेट क्लोज वर्किंग विद पॉलिटिशियंस एंड मीडिया पीपल, राइट. सो यूजुअली जैसे प्रेस इंफॉर्मेशन ब्यूरो है या फिर कभी भी प्राइम मिनिस्टर या बाकी मिनिस्टर्स व्हेनेवर दे गो ऑन फॉरेन विजिट, तो यूजुअली समवन इज विद देम फ्रॉम द इंडियन इंफॉर्मेशन सर्विसेज, राइट. सो देयरफॉर फॉरेन ट्रैवल भी ठीक ठाक हो जाता है, उसमें गुड एक्सपोजर यू गेट एंड यू आर इन टच विद पावरफुल पीपल. तो वो एक चीज़ है इंडियन इंफॉर्मेशन सर्विसेज, राइट. तो उस सेंस में अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटीज है दैट यू कैन फील दैट प्रॉक्सिमिटी विद पॉलिटिशियंस. उसके बाद ITS, तो ITS में इंडियन ट्रेड सर्विसेज, राइट. तो इंडियन ट्रेड सर्विसेज आई पुट एट व्हाट 14th. तो इसमें ये है कि पैराफर्नेलिया इज रिलेटिवली लेस. पैराफर्नेलिया मीन्स गाड़ी घोड़ा बंगला एटसेट्रा, वो चीज़ें थोड़ी सी कम है. फॉरेन ट्रिप्स होती हैं इंडियन ट्रेड सर्विसेज में, सो दैट एक्सपोजर इज गुड एंड सम अमाउंट ऑफ पावर you are able to feel when interacting with trade. Trade means business, importers, exporters, वो थोड़ा सा रिलीफ उनको दे सकते हो या अपॉर्चुनिटीज उस टाइप की होती है, ठीक है, बाकी मोस्टली ये डेस्क जॉब ही है. देन IRMS पर्सनल, दिस आई पुट एट 15th पॉइंट. ठीक है, इसके बेनिफिट्स मैं बता देता हूँ क्या था. तो currently lot of officers have a very good profile and options in terms of career, right? Option in terms of career, why? Because this is the only HR related service of the government of India, right? And we all know that government of India has huge number of employees, right? उस तरीके से तो रेलवेज खुद में ही बहुत बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है. ठीक है, तो आप ऐसा मान लीजिए कि आपने MBA कर लिया फ्रॉम इन HR, ठीक है, प्रैक्टिकल MBA. तो अगर आपको ऑप्शन चाहिए कि मेरे को पोस्ट रिटायरमेंट आई वांट टू वर्क विद प्राइवेट सेक्टर या कुछ ऐसा, तो मतलब वो काफ़ी अच्छा वर्क प्रोफाइल है. वैसा एक्सपीरियंस मतलब रेयरली मिलता है लोगों को. ठीक, राइट. सो दिस इज ओनली HR रिलेटेड सर्विस ऑफ गवर्नमेंट. सो दे आर एबल टू गेट पोजिशंस इन DOPT, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ पर्सनल एंड ट्रेनिंग, बिकॉज ये IRMS है, वो डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ पर्सनल है, बोथ आर रिलेटेड टू ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट, राइट. एंड they are able to become director also, director HR in PSUs. In private companies, like there is a post now, HR manager. So therefore you are able to become HR manager but in PSUs. तो वो भी एक अच्छी पोस्ट मिल जाती है आपको. ठीक. Then so that is what is there. So in the उस तरीके से तो ये है, थोड़ा सा पॉजिटिव है उस तरीके से. ठीक. बाकी 16 पे इंडियन डिफेंस अकाउंट सर्विस, राइट, तो वो है, इट्स ओके. तो थोड़ा बहुत डिफेंस एंड सिविल अकाउंट्स में थोड़ा बहुत नोकझोंक होने को शायद से हो सकता है, बट ओवरऑल इट्स फाइन. ठीक है, डिफेंस इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इज गुड, सो मेनी पुट इट अबव ICAS, राइट, बिकॉज उस तरीके. तो अकाउंट्स में फिर 17th पे इंडियन सिविल अकाउंट सर्विस. तो सिविल अकाउंट सर्विस में यू डू इंटरनल ऑडिट्स ऑफ सिविल मिनिस्ट्रीज, पेमेंट सिस्टम मैनेजमेंट, मतलब बोरिंग सा है थोड़ा सा काम. बेसिकली यू एंश्योर दैट मनी इज एलोकेटेड टू ऑल द बैंक अकाउंट्स, राइट, ऑफ सैलरीड अकाउंट, सारा कुछ वो मैनेज करना, मतलब अकाउंटिंग वाला थोड़ा सा काम रहता है उस तरीके से. तो यू मे हैव सम न्यूसेंस वैल्यू बट अदरवाइज फाइन. 18th पे इंडियन रेलवे प्रोटेक्शन फोर्स, पैराफर्नेलिया इज गुड ऑफ रेलवेज बट ट्रांसफर्स दे हैपन ऑल अक्रॉस इंडिया. दैट इज द हॉलमार्क. इंडियन डिफेंस एस्टेट सर्विस, पैराफर्नेलिया इज वेरी वेरी गुड. इफ cants are abolished, which was once said by the government, then this service can get slightly negatively impacted if in future, because work is maintenance of cantonments. If cantonments are to be disbanded, then उस तरीके से इसमें काफ़ी सारे लिटिगेशन केसेस वगैरह भी हो सकता है आपको हैंडल करने पड़े, अपने ऊपर नहीं बट डिपार्टमेंट की तरफ से, बिकॉज लैंड इज ऑफ डिफेंस बट सम एंक्रोचमेंट हैज़ टेकन प्लेस, तो कुछ उस टाइप का लीगल वर्क भी हो सकता है, बट ओवरऑल इट इज़ मेंटेनेंस ऑफ कैंटोनमेंट्स, राइट. Then 20th पे I have put armed forces headquarters civil service, right. So इसमें in 6 years you become group A. तो दानिप्स और दानिक्स में you will take around 12 years, right, for group A roughly. But इसमें armed forces headquarters में in 6 years you become group A. ठीक है, you begin as a section officer. इसका अच्छी बात ये है कि postings majorly दिल्ली में ही होता है. postings majorly दिल्ली में ही होता है. तो किसी को ये है कि मुझे फ्यूचर में एग्जाम के लिए प्रिपेयर करना है, या फिर ठीक है चलो कोई नीचे वाला सर्विस मिल जाता है तो कम से कम दिल्ली मिल जाए, तो उसे. 21st पे IPTAF, दैट इज इंडियन पोस्ट्स एंड टेलीकम्युनिकेशन अकाउंट्स एंड फाइनेंस सर्विस. तो ये क्या है? इट इज़ लाइक अकाउंट सर्विस ऑफ इंडिया पोस्ट. जैसे यू हैव इंडियन डिफेंस एंड इंडियन डिफेंस अकाउंट सर्विस, इंडियन रेलवेज एंड वहाँ पे रेलवे अकाउंट्स का भी है. रेस्ट ऑफ द सिविल सर्विसेज, तो ये स्पेसिफिकली पोस्ट का वो है. मेजरली कैपिटल में होता है, इसकी ट्रेनिंग NIFM फरीदाबाद में होती है, ठीक है, नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट. तो अब क्या है, काम काफ़ी थोड़ा कम सा हो गया. अदरवाइज काम रहता था कलेक्शन ऑफ स्पेक्ट्रम चार्जेस, कलेक्शन ऑफ लाइसेंस फी, स्पेक्ट्रम ऑक्शन, पॉलिसी मेकिंग, ठीक है. पोस्ट भी आ जाता है और टेलीकॉम भी आ जाता है, इसलिए. तो विद स्पेस बेस्ड इंटरनेट एंड स्पेक्ट्रम ऑक्शन बीइंग रेयर, तो थोड़ा सा ये नेगेटिव, मतलब काम उस तरीके तो उतना कोई बहुत औसम नहीं. 22nd पे पौंडीचेरी सिविल सर्विसेज एंड 23rd पे पौंडीचेरी पुलिस सर्विसेज. तो ये एक सैम्पल है, ठीक है. तो वर्बली आई हैव ट्राई टू टेल यू इन अ क्विक मैनर कि जो बाकी उतनी फेमस सर्विसेज नहीं है उनका USP क्या है. तो इस वीडियो को आप थोड़ा सा दोबारा देख लें तो अकॉर्डिंगली आप कर सकते हैं. तो दैट इज़ फ्रॉम माई साइड. बाकी दिस थिंग इज़ ऑल्सो देयर, दैट व्हाट इज़ द प्रोफाइल ऑफ ईच सर्विस. तो थोड़ा सा इसमें मैंने आपको थोड़ी सी अंदर की मतलब थोड़े अनऑफिशियल टाइप की बातें भी बताई कि भोकाल कहाँ ज़्यादा होता है, पैराफर्नेलिया कहाँ होता है. पैराफर्नेलिया टाइप की चीज़ें यहाँ पे नहीं लिखी होंगी, गाड़ी घोड़ा वो मैंने आपको थोड़ा सा बताने की कोशिश करी. ठीक है, सो दैट इज़ इट फ्रॉम माई साइड. Any questions from your side? I can take any personal dev questions. Yes.
Ever feel like you're working hard but not moving closer to your UPSC dream? You're not alone. Most aspirants put in hours, solve countless questions and revise endlessly. Yet without a clear plan and guidance, progress can stall. Lakshya Integrated Mentoring Program 2026 changes that. Every class, every test, and every mentor session is designed to turn your effort into unstoppable momentum. Personalized guidance ensures your strategy is sharp. Real-time insights highlight your strengths and reveal gaps. Continuous mentoring builds clarity, confidence, and resilience for every stage. Prelims, mains, and interview. No confusion, no wasted energy. Just focused preparation, guided progress, and measurable results. Step in with confidence, power up your preparation, and own your UPSC journey with the batch starting from 14th November. To know more or register, visit our website or call us on the given numbers.
But I'm worried कि वो पैराफर्नेलिया वाला कोई बहुत ज़्यादा ड्रास्टिक डिफरेंस रहता है.
It's okay यार. Any which way, if you are in Delhi, तो paraphernalia is only available with senior officers and ministers. Right? So if you are in Delhi, right? So even if you are an IPS officer, right, entry level, so you would have to wait for some time. That a house gets allocated, house तो मतलब flat will get allocated उस तरीके से. तो ठीक है, issue नहीं है, ठीक है. And some services are in the habit of acquiring some land so that they can get some homes created for their officers. तो ठीक है, वो ऐसा पैराफर्नेलिया, गाड़ी तो मिल ही जाएगी तुमको, ठीक है, तो उसमें कोई इशू नहीं है. ऑफिस अच्छा होगा ही तुम्हारा, ठीक है. तो नॉर्थ ब्लॉक है, साउथ ब्लॉक है, उस तरीके से, ठीक है. तो पैराफर्नेलिया अब सिविल अकाउंट्स मतलब कॉर्पोरेट लॉ में देख रहे हो तो पैराफर्नेलिया नहीं, फिर नॉलेज देखो. पैराफर्नेलिया तो प्राइवेट सेक्टर तुम्हारे पीछे पड़ा होगा, कितना अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस है आपका कॉर्पोरेट लॉ में, प्लीज़ हमको ज्वाइन कर लो, है ना, हम ये पैराफर्नेलिया देंगे, वो पैराफर्नेलिया देंगे. आप उनको बोले कि नहीं भाई मेरे को ये काम करना, मेरे को ये पसंद है, ठीक है. ऐसा हो सकता है मोस्ट ऑफली आप ऐसे बन जाओ. तो पैराफर्नेलिया इट्स ओके, एक्सपेक्टेशन होती है, बट वो पैराफर्नेलिया IAS में है, IPS में मिलता है आपको, ठीक है, क्योंकि आप दिल्ली से दूर होते हैं, ठीक है. या फिर आपको रेलवे सर्विसेज मिलता है अगेन क्योंकि आप दिल्ली से कैपिटल से दूर होते हैं. रियलिटी ये है, अगर आप कैपिटल्स में हैं तो पॉपुलेशन प्रेशर वगैरह और कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ ऑफिसर्स इतना ज़्यादा होता है कि बाय बीइंग एन एंट्री लेवल ऑफिसर आपको पैराफर्नेलिया थोड़ा सा अपने आप को अपनी एक्सपेक्टेशंस को थोड़ा सा कटेल करके रखना पड़ता है. जितना ज़्यादा आप कैपिटल से दूर जाओगे उतना ज़्यादा आपको पैराफर्नेलिया बेटर मिल पाएगा.
सर ये दिल्ली पोस्टिंग्स हैं इसमें मोस्टली.
कॉर्पोरेट लॉ तो मतलब लॉ मिनिस्ट्री, कॉर्पोरेट अफेयर्स मिनिस्ट्री, यहीं पे काम होगा तो मेजरली दिल्ली पोस्टिंग ही होगी. और यू कैन गेट पोस्टेड एट स्टेट कैपिटल, मतलब रहेगा कैपिटल या तो स्टेट कैपिटल या दिल्ली.
हाँ, बाकी कैपिटल्स मेट्रो सिटीज़ भी रहेंगी ना सर, क्योंकि ट्रिब्यूनल्स है ना बेसिकली वो.
हाँ हाँ, कॉर्पोरेट लॉ ट्रिब्यूनल्स भी हैं,
बाहर भी रहेंगे आई गेस. सर बट मेरा डाउट ये था कि बहुत ज़्यादा ड्रास्टिक मतलब शुड इट बी अ फैक्टर इन डिसाइडिंग सर्विसेज.
हाँ मतलब यार कई बार क्या होता है एक मार्क्स के ऊपर नीचे हो जाता है. तो अगर अपन को यूजुअली व्हेन वी आर प्रिपेयरिंग वी आर थिंकिंग अबाउट IAS, IPS, IRS, IFS, राइट. बट कभी कभी ठीक है हो जाता है ऐसे दैट फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में और मतलब इन द फर्स्ट सक्सेसफुल अटेम्प्ट वी आर गेटिंग सम अदर सर्विस, राइट. तो फिर बाद में रियलाइज़ होता है कि यार थोड़ा सा सोच के भर देता तो बेटर रहता, ठीक है ना. अभी तो आपके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, इनफैक्ट यू लाइक यार ये क्यों बना रहे हैं हम, तो मेजर बताओ हमको. बट कई बार बाद में जब लिस्ट में नाम आता है तब लगता है अबे यार थोड़ा सोच लेता तो ठीक रहता है यार, वो वाली मिल जाती मेरे को, पता ही नहीं था वो थोड़ी सी बेटर थी. तो इसलिए इस पर थोड़ा सा हमने टाइम दिया है, ठीक है ना. तो ये चीज़ है. तो इसको 12th पे रखा था, तो मतलब लोग थोड़ा सा और ऊपर दानिक्स और दानिक्स के भी ऊपर रख सकते हैं रखना चाहें तो उस तरीके से, ठीक है. तो लार्जली दिल्ली है, बट हाँ यू गेट पोस्टेड इन इंडियन सिटीज़ है. मेनी पीपल प्रेफर इन द लाइफ कि यार सिटीज़ की पोस्टिंग मिल जाए, क्योंकि फिर बाद में फैमिली बनती है तो फिर बच्चों की एजुकेशन ठीक हो जाए, ऐसा लोग सोचने लगते हैं फिर. तो इसलिए फिर सिटीज़ जो मेरे मुंह से निकल रहा है वो इसलिए क्योंकि वो दैट इज़ द एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ द ब्यूरोक्रेट्स, ठीक है. या IFS अवॉइड करना है तो उसको पॉइंट आप थर्ड चॉइस दे दो. IAS, IPS, IFS.
तो सर उसका एक फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चन बन सकता है ना कि
नहीं कोई नहीं, मतलब बहुत सारे लोग लगते हैं IAS, IPS, मतलब सबके दिमाग में यही चलता है. तो अगर आप इंडियन फॉरेन सर्विसेज को नंबर 3 पे रखते हैं, ठीक है, तो इन दैट वेज इट गेट्स काइंड ऑफ लाइक एलिमिनेटेड. ठीक है, तो मतलब कोई कुछ नहीं पूछता उसमें फॉलोअप क्वेश्चन.
सेकंड थिंग कि
आप कह सकते हो फॉलोअप क्वेश्चन हो भी है तो आप कह सकते हो कि सर IFS इज वेरी प्रेस्टिजियस सर्विस बट आई हैव अ बायस इन फेवर ऑफ लाइक सर्विंग इन इंडिया. आई हैव नो प्रॉब्लम सर्विंग अब्रॉड, सो एज अ बैलेंस आई पुट इट एट नंबर 3. हो गया खत्म.
So second thing, in filling up the zones, suppose if I'm gonna fill this zone 4, the northeastern zone as 5 and southern zone as 4. So will that create a bias amongst the board that this person is not ready to work in northeast or in the southern states being from the north?
No bias. No bias. And I have an answer for you, just in case that. Right? What is the answer to that question? Anyone? What is the answer to that question? If someone puts, let's say, the northeast at number 5, so therefore, is it some kind of a bias? And if he is targeted, that why don't you want to serve in the northeast? Right? So what should be the answer? ये कंट्रोवर्शियल आंसर्स होते हैं कल्चर में. कल्चर क्या है, तुम कल्चर तो इंडिया में इतना डाइवर्स है, ठीक है, तुम 100 किलोमीटर चले जाओ, ठीक है, वो डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ फूड विल बी देयर, राइट. इन फैक्ट नॉर्थ इज सच अ ब्यूटीफुल प्लेस, राइट. ज़्यादा ही उधर हो गया, नहीं तुम ज़्यादा इधर हो गए, पर्सपेक्टिव का मैटर है ना, तुम ज़्यादा इधर हो गए, वो ज़्यादा उधर नहीं हुए, वो अपनी जगह पे ही है. ये सब बायसेस पता चलता है ना, कि यू आर वेरी अटैच्ड टू, इसमें कोई नेगेटिव बायस नहीं, बट यू आर वेरी अटैच्ड कि मेरा लाइफ बहुत ज़्यादा चेंज ना हो, ठीक है ना. तो आपके लिए तो फॉरेन सर्विसेज और भी ज़्यादा वैसा होगा कि बहुत ज़्यादा लाइफ चेंज हो जाएगा, ठीक है ना. तो ठीक है, आंसर इज़ वेरी क्लियर, ए पॉलिटिकल आंसर. विच पार्ट ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन डील्स विद नॉर्थ ईस्ट? 6th schedule, right? And in 6th schedule, who gets all the powers? Autonomous district councils and autonomous regional councils, right? They're very, very powerful, right? So from that particular perspective, the powers which are there with the district collector or with the district magistrate, where relatively there is less to do. Relatively, there can be less to do because sharing of power with the third tier is very, very high. Right? So from that particular perspective, you can say, sir, I have no problem in serving in the northeast. Right? थोड़ा सा इसके बारे में पढ़ लो, ठीक है, कि जब 6th schedule होता है तो DC की क्या पावर्स होती हैं, कितनी पावर्स होती हैं, and you can use that. कि sir, there is 6th schedule application, which is very good, but slightly less role is there of the district collector. So therefore, that's why I put it in the 5th. But if I get opportunity to serve there, sir, it's a beautiful place, right? Strategically very, very important for India, and sir, I would love to serve there, है ना. तो वैसा तो मेरा कोई बायस नहीं है, वो तो आपने मेरे से चॉइस पूछा इसलिए मैंने दे दिया, वरना मुझे बस नौकरी चाहिए, राइट. तो कोई इशू नहीं है ना. तो दैट शुड बी द एटीट्यूड, है ना. आई एम रेडी टू सर्व एनीवेयर, राइट. जस्ट बिकॉज यू आस्क मी फॉर अ चॉइस, देयरफॉर आई एम गिविंग इट. प्लीज डू नॉट पुट मी इन द डॉक फॉर इट, राइट. एंड आंसर वाइज यू कैन यूज 6th schedule, है ना.
थैंक यू.
ठीक है. सो थैंक यू फॉर योर टाइम, ठीक है. आई होप दिस सेशन वॉज 10% helpful, 20% helpful, and you did not get bored, right? So, okay, we'll meet and you can tell me about those 2 choices and maybe I can guide you.